RedBulls.com.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Rich Eisen here. Running a small business means every hire matters. A bad hire costs time and money, but the right one helps your business grow. The challenge? Finding that person without sorting through resumes. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It screens candidates so you can focus on conversations with qualified talent. With Hiring Pro, you can hire with confidence and build the team you need. Join the 2.7 million small businesses using LinkedIn to hire. Get started by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
Evan Cohen here. When it comes to your tires, you want the best quality, the best value, and the best service. When you buy tires at Midas with paid installation, their limited lifetime tire guarantee is included at no extra cost. Free flat repairs or replacements if needed, and complimentary maintenance like tire rotations and rebalancing every 5,000 miles. All included. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee. Only at Midas, the best around.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
Sometimes fraud gives you movement. It sounded like it moved.
Hahn.
You heard a squish?
And Rosenberg.
Shake gently to assure complete activation. Hello.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Fast approaching 3:01 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg here on a Tuesday. Hopefully everybody's having a good one. Weather was pretty good when I came in. We're taking you to 6:30, and then it's Mets baseball, Mets and the Brewers. Yankees take on the Astros. We've got a lot to get to today. Talk about it Tuesday at 4:30, ENN at 6. But listen, guys, we've got to open the show with the passing of Dolly Parton.
Have to.
At the age of 80.
One of the great drops that Peter used that involves me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do have
is very accurate.
We do have the Dolly Parton drop. I forgot about that.
And
she's made a lot of conversation over the years on the station.
Because listen,
and she can sing.
She can sing, but people that could not name a Dolly Parton song, did not see 9 to 5, still knows who she is. Everybody has got, some memory of Dolly Parton. So when somebody this significant passes away, I mean, I think everybody's affected. 80, it's not old anymore.
First of all, for someone as well-to-do as she is, and she is incredibly well-to-do, 80 is kind of shockingly young. I know her husband passed away.
Yeah, maybe a year ago? It wasn't that long ago.
Well, I can't help but think about that. And then I heard about 6 months ago, her family had to put out a statement saying that she was okay. There was some concern about her, and they put out a statement saying she's all right. And then she appeared and said she was all right.
Didn't we? What was the most recent event that we saw her sing?
She performed at halftime at Thanksgiving last year or the year before.
And still looked good.
Still.
I think we remarked about that, like how it's amazing.
Yeah. She looked good. That's not even it.
That's not it.
Well, there's more drops than I even realized.
I didn't realize there was more than one.
I was very influenced.
Everyone was. I mean,
back in the day.
So was everybody.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's America. She literally influenced probably. I mean, if you're being totally honest about it, probably the way that people view a woman's figure.
Maybe
she impacted the way people talk about Kim Kardashian, sort of for better for worse, impacting the way. But you could say the same for Dolly.
But you would think about this especially in our culture. Because, the great line, of course, if you don't have haters, you ain't popping.
Sure.
Did she have anybody that hated her? She was such a sweet
She had her own
soul.
theme park. And it's so funny because we're trying to find movies that Nancy and I love that we could show the kids that are appropriate enough to show the kids. And it's a fine line.
You didn't do 9 to 5, did you?
But 9 to 5 was something that Nancy's like, could we show them? And I'm like, we might. I have to go back.
It's close. It's kidnapping. It's weed. I'm giving you the themes that would be listed here.
But
But
you know what's so amazing about that stuff? And I don't know whether it's because we've brought our kids up well or just the way society is. If they saw the weed scene, they'd be disgusted by it. Like, why would they do that? Just like they look at smoking as just vile.
Well,
they just can't. When they see somebody smoking on the corner, like if we're driving and somebody's like out on a park bench smoking a cigarette, they look at that. The equivalent if I, at 9 years old or 8 years old, driving down the street with my dad and seeing somebody snorting coke on the side of the road. Like, that's how they look at it. Like,
let me ask you a question.
They find it vile.
But
every time a dispensary opens and we complain about it. Like, so
isn't that the point? The point is the reason you wouldn't want to show a movie where weed is treated in a more positive way is exactly to take as long as you can before you corrupt that. Because even if they see the weed and go, ew, ew, if you watch what the movie's about, it doesn't view it in that way. It shows that it's, So I just think you have to be mindful. They're in the sweet spot of age where they can feel that way.
But there are moments when these movies come up, and I've seen these movies so many times that if there's going to be a swear or something, that's all of a sudden it's like, all right, who needs milk? We want a snack. All of a sudden they get distracted and the scene ends, and we find ways.
The nudity is over.
Bring it up. But it was so interesting that she brought up 9 to 5, and then we lost Dolly.
Wait, so when did she bring this up?
It was just like a week ago.
Oh, got it.
Because, again, we're trying to find movies. Like Napoleon Dynamite was perfect. Because there's nothing really bad in that movie. And so it was cool, and I enjoy it. So we're trying to just find stuff like that.
But she, to your point, she seemed to have no haters across anything. And she was, by the way, pretty politically outspoken and still didn't turn people. Even the people who would normally, if someone else had a view that they didn't like, would hate them, she was sort of above reproach. So, like, she just did what she was going to do, and everyone knew Dolly Parton's Dolly Parton. Mm-hmm. She is, first of all, from a business standpoint, as a musician and as a woman, what she was capable of doing, in the circles she ran around people, how smart she was, she's an epic American.
No,
she is a truly epic American.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah, what you just said, that's probably the greatest way to describe someone.
Like
her.
And also want to mention, she was on Beyonce's album 2 years ago, which is pretty cool. I guess that'll end up being probably her last huge recording. Beyonce covered Jolene, but also featured Dolly on the album.
And that's a show of respect.
Out of a show of respect for Dolly. Mm-hmm. It's just, she was a special one, man. And I didn't see 9 to 5 until a couple years ago. Always loved the song, had never seen the movie.
Really?
No, I'd never seen it. It was like a mid-'80s when I was 5 years old.
It was exactly 1980.
Yeah,
I was 8.
It was really
so I was a year old when it came out. And it wasn't a movie that was, at least in my experience, so big that it continued to live on and be on TV
it didn't
every
become
day.
That, hey, this is a list of movies you should see. That certainly isn't on it. But if it's on, it's just sort of...
Yeah, it's cool. Dabney Coleman is a national treasure.
Yes,
we lost him a little while ago, too. But he lived like into his 90s.
Really liked him.
But so we wanted to start the show. I realized we had multiple drops. That explains it right there.
No, she's built in. She's built into the vernacular for so many reasons. Yes, of course, the boobs jokes tell themselves over all the years, and her sort of sense of humor about that stuff. But also as a sex icon too. I mean, a sex symbol. Just to be clear,
who had a lot of humility, made fun of herself,
self-deprecating.
That again is what made her so sweet and so. It just again.
Well, think about what Jolene's about.
Yeah,
I mean, Jolene is here. She is this famed, beautiful woman, but one of her biggest records, if not her biggest record that she performed, is literally about saying, "Please don't steal my man.
Jealousy.
I know you're everything he wants. Please don't take him from me." You know how relatable that is as a concept.
And you mentioned like American, like there are iconic people that could pass away. Like you had brought up, Paul McCartney passed away. But he's English, right? Like that's the one thing about country music for the most part. And I know there are Australian, but it's such a part of the U.S. culture that when somebody's that big from country music, they're going to be American. And they're kind of when Johnny Cash passed away, same thing,
right?
And he was politically motivated, but everybody seemed to love him because there's something quintessentially American about like country music in a sense, and the people that come out of that and become popular from it. Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash,
and I don't think anyone from a pop standpoint from a popular mainstream culture, crossing all lines, where you don't have to be into the kind of music at all, you just know them? Has there ever been a more mainstream, popular country star than Dolly Parton?
The one that, in the male version of Dolly Parton to me was Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
Because he had crossover hits.
Well, and they have them together. And the one they're together is amazing.
And they do have duets together. But once he hooked up with Lionel Richie and he started to just print out top 40 songs in the early 80s, he became majorly relevant.
But he didn't have the appeal.
The sex symbol part, too. The Dollywood. Oh, yeah. I would say that's a great call, and I would say he's still Parton adjacent.
I think everybody is. So
everybody is?
That's how iconic she is. I'm just saying that from the crossover, people in rock knew him, and the Gambler thing became such a monster hit.
And also for people out there who are really young, like the people who work on this show, for example.
Yeah, well, the other side of the glass.
That's what I mean.
Rolling their eyes at us right now.
They don't even know how big Whitney's "I Will Always Love You" was. Of
course.
Like, that is in my lifetime, if I were to look back at the biggest songs of my life, where like at that moment in my life over a couple year period, every single person in the world of all backgrounds knew, that was "I Will Always Love You." That was as big. Whitney's version of that from a crappy movie that was not well reviewed, right? Starring her and Kevin Costner. That song, the cover of Whitney's record, was by far the biggest song of that moment in time. And people like me were like, oh, that's a Dolly Parton song? Meanwhile, I didn't know that was her writing credit. She had 100% of the writing of that song. And, of course, Dolly being the class act that she was, all she ever did was praise Whitney Houston and say how much better she sung it. Thank you so much. She's just the most gracious
It's a great example
human of all time.
It's a great example of how to carry yourself, right?
In every way. I don't know if there's a Dolly Parton misstep.
Even criticism, because she had such a sweetness about her. Criticism of fake, not fake, real. She'd just say fake or I'm real inside.
right.
What a great way to be. Like, whatever you think, I don't care, but I'm real inside.
Also, the story of I got to find it because I don't want to mess up the details of it. But the story of them trying to steal her publishing, her Elvis's manager.
Oh,
hold on. The story of Dolly's publishing is crazy too, because
Colonel Parker was involved.
I think it was Colonel Parker trying to get her publishing. If I believe, I don't want to get it wrong because she immediately. By the way, she wrote Jolene and "I Will Always Love You" in the same night.
Stop it.
Yeah, she wrote those in the same session. That was one session, bro.
That's a prolific night.
She's special.
So rest in peace, Dolly Parton, at the age of 80. A lot of different places to go today. Yankees and Mets were both off. Not a great night for the Yankees because the Rays and the Red Sox both won. But there's still time. 32 games left. Yankees take on the Astros. I want to get into that. Plus, I have a question for Yankee fans coming up a little bit later on. But, this broke earlier today, and it really, we talked about it in the meeting, and I think it really led to some really interesting discussion, and we wanted to take it onto the air, was the whole CTE thing.
Real quick, Dom, before you do it, because I will be too far away from it, I just want to clear this up so I don't get it wrong. Colonel Parker went to Dolly Parton and said, Elvis, in 1974, Elvis wants to do "I Will Always Love You." But because of Elvis's power and what it would do for the record, they wanted 50% of the publishing. Dolly refused that publishing.
Smart.
And obviously then Whitney's version came around and she ended up caking.
Yeah.
Sorry, as you were saying.
I think Elvis would have done a good job too. But Whitney...
In retrospect, though, he would have...
In that voice?
Compared to what... he would have. By the way, he would have. He would have bodied it. But then compared to what we ended up getting with Whitney, I think the fact that it just ended up being Dolly and then Whitney is...
You can hear Elvis's voice in the falsetto singing that song versus Whitney.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Whitney's just... That's one of the great, if not the greatest voice of all time.
We would have missed an amazing performance of that.
Because what if Elvis's was huge? Then maybe Whitney never touches it because it doesn't have the same thing, Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. Back to the CTE of it all.
Yeah.
Let's get
back to that. This came from the British Medical Journal.
Oh.
That at least 1 in 4 NFL players who died between the years 2016 and 2021 had CTE in this new study. And it's getting a lot of conversation, and it should. Now, CTE is something that can only be diagnosed post-mortem. So when you ever hear somebody go, I have CTE, you're guessing. You don't know for a fact. And there are a lot of former NFL players that have donated their brains to science to see. and to study CTE. But the interesting thing for me is what more can the NFL really do? You know, like Adam Schefter sent out the tweet, and it's got the logo of the NFL on it. And I know people want to go after the big bad NFL, CTE, football's dangerous. I ask you, what more can the NFL do? The players that passed, the players that were diagnosed with CTE, played in a game that is nowhere near the game that's being played today.
Of course.
We've taken kickoffs away. We've taken the onside kick pretty much away. Two-a-days, practicing with pads, all the things that have made football dangerous over the last century have strategically been taken out of the game. We just have complaints from people saying, why is Dart back in the concussion protocol 10 again? Because they have that. They're sensitive to it. So I'm not really sure where this story goes because I think it's just reinforcing how dangerous football in the NFL was to players of a certain era. And the crime the NFL committed back in the day was not letting these players know how dangerous concussions were, not diagnosing them properly, sending players back out that are concussed. All that's been gone. How much more can they make the NFL safer before people start to say, this isn't the game that I fell in love with? People are already complaining. Every change the NFL's made to make it safer, people have complained about.
Correct.
So I don't know, when I see this report and people are kind of targeting the NFL, what more can the NFL do, Alan? What more can they do?
And I also think this, too. How many times do you hear a coach talk about the importance of what? Physicality, smash mouth. We're going to win at the line of scrimmage, right?
Right.
Well, that's generally when you're running into another human being with a lot of force, right? Like, that's just what it's about.
Well,
The sport's about that. Look, it's really come down to this, and I don't know how much fans are as a fan, it's very hard to pay attention to it. I think there's an awareness, and that's important. I think now when you see a player go down, there has to be a reverence. There has to be a moment where you just kind of sit back instead of being frustrated, like, let's go. There was a time it's like, get him off the field. Let's get somebody else out here, right? That crazy attitude. But now it's to take that minute and just, I hope he's okay, because you know what comes with it. And I think that's the understanding that a lot of players probably have at this point. You would think there is a clear understanding of what you're getting into when you play this game. And as fans, I think there is also now, as you said, there used to be sort of shroud about it. Don't talk about it, right? A secrecy of it. We're aware of it, but we don't want to make this public because it would look bad. I think now everyone's aware of it, and there is a healthy concern for it. But I also know it ain't stopping anybody from playing.
No.
You got Bart and I, when we did a show years ago, we used to have in the old studio when we were at Seaport, one of his game helmets. He had a Jets game helmet and a Ravens game helmet. He had his Jets one, and I took it down off the shelf one time because we were having this same discussion. And I was like, "What? There's a warning label?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, go ahead, read it." And so I did. Have you guys ever heard the warning label?
I have never.
On an NFL game helmet.
Never.
It says this: warning, keep your head up. Do not butt, ram, spear, or strike an opponent with any part of this helmet or face guard. This is a violation of football rules and may cause you to suffer severe brain or neck injury, including paralysis or death, and possible injury to your opponent. Contact in football may result in, and then in bold it says, concussion/brain injury, which no helmet can prevent. So it's telling you already, put this on, it's not really going to protect you.
Right.
And then it gives you the symptoms of all the things that you could go through. And if you have these symptoms, stop, report them to your coach. It's telling you, this is on you. Put this helmet on. We've told you already what to do if you feel any of this stuff. Ignoring this warning may lead to another and more serious or fatal brain injury. And then in all caps at the very bottom, no helmet system can protect you from serious brain and or neck injuries, including paralysis or death. And this is the one that really gets me.
That one's pretty strong.
No. This last line, the NFL has on a game helmet for every player to know and read. To avoid these risks, do not engage in the sport of football. Imagine that.
Yeah.
What other sport in the world tells you if you don't want these risks that come with putting this helmet on your head and going out and playing, don't play.
That's wild.
So,
I've never heard that in my life.
So what else could you do? They are telling players, here's the inherent risk by playing this sport, and you play it. And I think it's not just football. I think everybody makes decisions in life what they want to do. Look at being a race car driver. What is it, Peter? You say every 5-10 years somebody dies on the track, whether it's Indy, Formula One, NASCAR, whatever.
They go into every single race,
and they know,
knowing there's a chance they die that day.
And all you ask is that those people, when they make the decision to do it, no. I think our pinhead suit, John Winthrop, looked up the most dangerous occupation in this country is a logger. It's something like 134 out of every 100,000 die a year. So if you know that, then okay. Now if you don't know that, if they say no, it's safe, nothing's going to happen to you, then and then you can get fooled. And that's what happened to the NFL back in the day.
The problem was with the NFL.
Right. But I think and it's like, a fireman knows there's a chance that you could die in a fire. A police officer knows there's a chance that you might not come home that night. They know that, and they make that decision. I remember doing shows, and I read his book, Ray Lucas, former Jet quarterback, great guy, Rutgers grad, and he went through his whole life of his addiction to opioids and the neck and not being able to turn his head. And he would tell me, I'd do it again. If you told me I'd go through this, I'd still play football. So those are the decisions these people make. And so I saw this story today, and I know the first initial reaction is, oh, my God, 1 out of 4. But those players played football at a different time. I don't know what the NFL could do. The other thing, too, that we should really be paying attention to, how many of these football players, then and even now, that have CTE, develop it before they even get to the NFL?
College,
you
high
can make
school.
the case that once you get to the pros, it's the safest place to be because I don't know what's going on in some rural areas in high school. Or do they have concussion protocol? Do they have tents? Do they have doctors on site to make sure that a player doesn't go back out there with a concussion? Or peewee football? You know how important football is in this country, in certain areas of this country, where coaches are like deities who need to win.
Think about it this way.
The star quarterback's got a concussion, and I'm just going to look the other way. I don't know.
Or being recruited. I can't tell anybody right now I've got these headaches.
No, I need to make it.
This guy's coming to this game Saturday. He's from, wherever, but a Division I school, and I got a chance to get a scholarship, get out of this town. No, I'm playing. Listen, that's a real thing.
I think the biggest risk that you run if you're the NFL, because you were saying people are still playing the game, obviously, is what we were talking about before the show, which is do stories like today and the reminder of how dangerous this sport is discourage parents from wanting to lead their kids towards this game. Now, here's what makes it tough, is that in the case of poor kids who make up a lot of what ends up becoming the workforce of this league.
It's true.
Their parents aren't making choices based on that. They're saying, hey, my kid's really talented at this. I don't know how many other opportunities they have.
Right.
Which is a whole other systemic problem here that goes beyond football.
Of course.
But they have an opportunity with this game, and now as they get older, they can decide whether this risk is whether the juice is worth the squeeze, if you will. But
well, think about it. In certain places, your choice, I can make it in football like in other sports, or I have to try to survive the streets. Because if you're not playing in a sport, there's nothing else to do when you're young. And you get caught up in something else that might have a low survival rate as well.
But for the well-to-do families who are sending their kids to play hockey or basketball or soccer or whatever it is, people like that, as time goes on, I think it is fair to say, Don, that some of those athletes will be less likely. They'll be like, if I could do football or this, let me do another one.
I can tell you from experience, hockey has the same issues.
Well, yeah, very similarly.
Right? Zach's had a couple of concussions.
Yeah, no, it's
already.
Oh yeah,
it's very dangerous as well. But Peter, a lot of these things cause pain.
You think I could? You don't think I could have gotten there on my own from this? Come on, Don, show a little respect for God's sake.
He did have a transition.
I've been doing this for years.
Ready.
It was sitting right here, and he goes,
ready.
Peter, talk about pain.
Speaking of pain, Peter.
Now, speaking of pain, Don, you're right. I want to talk about what's going on with my pain. Now, I wasn't dealing with anything severe, obviously, like we're discussing here. I was simply dealing with a little bit of back pain. And I've been dealing with that. Ran into our friend Jay Shaw from Samwell Pain. And we linked up. We did a Zoom talked about what the issues were and what the fixes could be. And he said, well, hey, let's get you in an MRI tube and see what's going on. So actually next week, because I missed my appointment this weekend because I'm an idiot, I have my last MRI so he can finally see everything, basically from my neck to my lower back and what's going on. Now, Dr. Shah is a Ivy League trained, double board certified, incredible doctor who takes a non-surgical approach. So after we get the information, we will then come up with a plan, and he will find a way to relieve that pain without any sort of invasive procedure. All right? So if pain's keeping you from enjoying your summer, don't just live with it. Go to Samwell Pain. Visit SamwellPain.com today.
So your thoughts on this at 1-800-919-3776. Want to get into the Yankees and the Astros. As we mentioned, not a great night for the Yankees with the Rays and the Red Sox both winning, but there's still plenty of time. Talk about it Tuesday at 4:30, ENN at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, we're just getting started on a Tuesday, ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to KarsForKids.org now, or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to KarsForKids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Pastoroni, who do you look at as the most dangerous team?
So I think the best way to look at that is who's got the highest ceiling. And I believe that if the Yankees are right, if Judge comes back and he's productive, but that's a giant if. If he's right, they still in a mediocre American League at the highest ceiling.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
The U.S. Open Tennis Championships are underway, and you can still get in on the excitement. Grab a $30 grounds pass for the Finals Fan Fest, September 12th and 13th in Louis Armstrong Stadium. Experience celebrity arrivals and star-studded viewing parties, hosted by actress and comedian Yvonne Orji and The Bachelor's Joey Grazadeh, plus live DJ sets from Tinks, Lucas, and Summer House's Kyle Cook. Get tickets now at usopen.org.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
See storing for 880 ESPN New York.
Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Got some news from Giants camp as Calvin Austin, who had a good game against the Dolphins on Saturday, carted off practice today with a serious injury to his right knee. So it's more and more likely that Odell Beckham is going to make this team with Barrios out as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a place for Odell to make the roster for the 2026 New York Giants.
Now, while that's good news for Odell, again, injuries, you never celebrate, but it's still, there's a reality that kicks in here. Is that good for the Giants' depth at that position? All right, you're expecting Neighbors I believe Jordan Rodon has said this week that he expects Neighbors to be available for week 1.
Right.
Okay, we know that the red jersey's off him. He leads the way, right? Then there's Darnell Mooney, the veteran. Then you have the kid, Malachi Fields, right? Then Odell. Odell's next after that.
Yeah, he's here. It's Odell time. Let's not. You were talking about off the air. You were talking about this off the air. How did we ever think at any point that the New York Giants, in the year of our Lord 2026, would ever have depth at wide receiver? They have not had that in 20 years.
It is amazing.
It's like, I mean, this is actually still good for them. This will still be a great.
Remember, Likely is a tight end, but we know that he plays like a wide receiver. They're going to use him in slot. They're going to do a lot with him.
So between Likely's availability to basically be a receiver and who they have in the room, this is a deep Giants receiver room, even with those guys, with Barrios and Austin and these guys down.
In comparison to what
they were used to?
Past, yeah.
Where their number one is Slayton?
Yeah.
Or
I didn't mention Slayton. I'm sorry.
He had a good game, too. I thought you did. So,
no,
Slayton was definitely there. And I thought he had a good game on Saturday, too.
But, don't forget the years where last year Slayton's their one.
Mm-hmm.
In how many, for what was it, 2 years where Sterling Shepard was their one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this has not been a team that's been deep at wide receiver. So they'll be fine.
But everybody that wants to talk about Jackson Dart and his ability to throw the football and all that stuff, I'm telling you, this is going to be a line of scrimmage team. They're a trenches team. They're going to run, they're going to hit. They are like this notion that it's going to be this aired out offense. No, they're not doing that. Dart is not going to be a guy that's going to throw a ton in the game.
Well, he's a threat to run. Yep. The Giants do have some depth at running back, and they're trying to find some depth at wide receiver, and going out and getting a tight end from Baltimore. I mean, they're trying to cultivate some weapons, but both of these football teams are going to rely a lot more on the run. They're going to be kicking it old school. You still have to throw to win games of the NFL. That's how you score. But Greg Butler used to say this all the time when I did Jets Game Day with him, that you throw to get the lead, and then you run to protect the lead, right? So you get that like in the Denver game where they blew that 33-point lead in the fourth quarter. If you effectively run the football, Dart doesn't have to throw on that third and long, get picked off, and allow them back into the game. Especially with a young quarterback, to have the insurance policy of being able to run the football, be able to run himself, have a target like a tight end, and likely then you're going to cut down on your mistakes. You'll be able to control the line of scrimmage, and that's when the Giants were always good. Like, they had good wide receivers. When they won that first Super Bowl against the Patriots, they had Plexico Burress. They had Smith. Before he got hurt, they had Shockey earlier in the season. But it was Bradshaw. They could break it. And then Jacobs was the one that was going to get you on that 3rd and 1, go for it on 4th down, run the football.
What they call them was like they They had like a little nickname, right?
Well, back in the day, they had the Thunder and Lightning. With
I thought that was those two. I thought that was Jacobs.
They used
that
it.
Ron Dane?
But that was back with Dixon. They used they kind of recycled
for years. Okay.
But good offensive line, run the football, convert on those 3rd and shorts, get 3-4 yards on first down, maybe 5 yards. So now you got a manageable 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 instead of being in a 2nd and long situation. So. We'll keep an eye on that because I thought Austin was good, but injuries are going to happen, and you need depth. In all sports, you need depth. Injuries are going to happen. Never mind the whole concussions and CTE. Guys are going to get hurt, and so you want to be healthy. But good for Odell.
The Odell part of it, well, good for but it's been a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of fans that want to see him make the team, and they really were making a lot out of a little of what you saw of him in the game and in some of the joint practice, but. The reality, of course, is that he was trailing in the depth chart, but because of injuries, it's opening up a door for him to return to the Giants for real. It's 7.1 wins as a projection,
and to me, that's fair.
And the Commanders, by the way, 7.6. This is the Athletic.
7.6.
7.6, like a win, like not probability, but sort of like an average.
That's the projection.
Projection win.
Yeah.
That's pretty close between these two teams.
And I know that sounds like disrespectful, really, to both teams. Because, again, the last time.
Cowboys are at 9.2. Not too far away. I think the Cowboys
are going to be good.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles are always good.
Yeah, they're at 10-4.
Again, I'm coming from a Giants perspective. I'm a Giants fan, and I'm optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 7's fair. You won 4 last year, all right? You get 3 more wins. Maybe it's slightly 8. That's kind of where I'm looking. I mean, 7 would be like 7 and 10. You improved. Not sure you're going to be playing meaningful games in December if you're only going to be a 7-win team. 8, maybe. It really depends on when they come, right? And you take a look. They got to be 2-2 going into that Washington game, Week 5. And when you start the year home against Dallas, the Rams. I know the Rams are coming back from Australia, but still, it's a team that people have projected to go to the Super Bowl. They could be good. They could be better. They could be back on the rails, still 0-2. I mean, get ready for that. The Giants were like a lock to be 0-2 every year, and people flip out. It could happen this year, and they're playing well because the schedule's tough. Then it lightens up a little bit, and then you got Washington, which is kind of on your level going in. I think that's fair, right, Peter?
Yeah, unfortunately. And no Laramie Tunsil. They have their share of struggles here, injury-wise.
So you're sitting there, they could be, a 2-2, and now you're 3-2 with a divisional win. It could be a really interesting start.
But also
to the
remember,
season.
if people are projecting you at 7.5, all that means is if you end up winning, snatching a couple more than expected, you had a great season. You were 9-8,
and that's what people
you're
are expecting.
You're right there
because they have them winning all the games they lost last year, and there were like 5 games they should have won.
Right,
but you don't win every game you should win. Like even the best coaches, there's a game where you're going to kind of kick yourself. Now, Chris Sims was on TMKS earlier today.
You don't know.
Well, I know. I heard it, and then I see it here on my screen.
Yeah.
So I'm doubling down.
Can confirm.
I can confirm. Plus, there's something going on with Chris and Michael. They they're friendly.
Yeah.
You suggesting something romantic?
I did not suggest that at all. I said they're friendly.
No, it had a little.
He said something going on.
Something going on.
Well, that's because you again.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Bag. I said
Mrs. Jones and me.
No, I'm just saying Michael.
We got a thing going on.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Michael likes his.
He likes his guests.
No, he's got a relationship with Lupica, right?
Oh, sure.
I don't know what you're. Listen, you got your own thing going on there.
What do you mean?
You got to try to figure it out yourself. I'm not suggesting anything at all.
Okay.
All right. Dolly Parton and.
I never knew of that drop. It's hilarious.
No, but we still haven't heard the drop.
No, the other one is
good one.
Theoretical arousal.
Yeah. I mean, we have it as an open. I would think that the.
Yeah, but what's it called? We don't ever play this drop.
Theoretical. Is really
what were you talking about again? Dolly's what? Alan just expressed theoretical arousal about the Dolly Parton puppet. Oh, the puppet.
It was a puppet.
So it was Dolly Parton adjacent because we're talking about the puppet.
Right, and still. But by the way, that speaks to Dolly's hotness, is that even
the puppet.
Right.
Puppet should be in the drop. I'm going to fix that.
Yeah, fix that. Because the theoretical arousal, I mean.
It was hard to find.
That makes sense.
There was nothing theoretical about it.
Anyway, so he's just a guest on the K Show, Chris Sims. Can the Giants contend this season?
I'd be shocked if you and me are doing the show mid-December and the Giants aren't at least in the conversation for the playoffs. I'd be shocked. I do think the new energy bump from John Harbaugh is a real thing. Jackson Dart, year 2. Malik Neighbors' health, of course, is paramount. But the biggest thing is that the way they've set up the team now, the offensive line finally being pretty good, the defense in the front seven having a chance to be special. The biggest thing I love is nobody's going to physically outclass them or overpower them. And yeah, that's where I expect it to be different. And, going from players I've talked to there, going from my dad and what he tells me when he's there every day, I mean, he uses phrases like the New York Giants are back, Christopher. They're back. I mean, you should see these. They're the biggest damn team. Holy crap. And, oh, man, practice is really professional now, and there's no people on the sidelines, and it's football. Wow. And they are working these guys to death. And I think that's what I'm excited. And, of course, I think that's kind of the Giant way, and that's what I think John Harbaugh is going to bring.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot in there.
Oh, there's a lot of shots at Dable there, right?
There's a there's
a lot of shots at Dable
in there.
Who was on the sidelines that's not supposed to be?
It's just
interesting.
Riffraff.
Riffraff.
Who is that riffraff?
There's all this riffraff.
But
we don't win enough to have guests at practice.
Again, I can't account for everybody.
No.
But they all say the same thing, that the Giants are going to be better. And I think it's kind of misplaced to then just assume they're a playoff team. Because it's going to be hard, man. Take a look at the NFC.
We did this
Nobody
exercise.
is respecting the NFC. If Dallas is going to be better, Philadelphia is great. So that's one wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, maybe Minnesota. But I'll throw Minnesota out because I don't know what's going on with their quarterback situation. That's 3 teams. That could be 2 wild card teams.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. We didn't even go out west yet. The defending champions in the Seahawks, the predicted champions in the Rams, and the 49ers who are always good.
We played this game, Don. Didn't we play this game the other day? So Tampa's going to win the South, yes?
Oh,
Tampa
or
the Saints?
They won't have a wild card team. So forget the South.
So you get one. Okay, fine.
So one of them will win, and then that'll be it.
Do you like Detroit still?
I mean, they won 9 games last year.
They're
They're
going to be a 9-10
away.
win team, right? Okay, Green Bay.
Going
to be a 9-10 win team. Okay, Chicago.
I like Chicago. Some people think they're going to take a step back. I like Chicago.
8-9 win team. Okay, right? And then we know Minnesota. That's a bit of that's the crapshoot. Okay, let's go out west. The Rams are a super team.
That's what everyone believes.
11 or so wins out of them, right?
I would think so.
Seahawks. I don't know if you remember in last February.
Yeah, they were doing
won
something.
They won a pretty big game.
By the way, I'll be clear now. I'd bet I'll put all 3 of our lives. They're not like repeating as Super Bowl champions, but they will at least be a good team.
They're going to be good.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl.
I'm on the record to say I don't know about the Niners.
But
they are always good.
No distractions though with them at least.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But that's the thing. I said this to Don the other day. If the one team that you're
with the Niners,
the one thing, if the team that you're like not so sure about though, is the team that is most likely to just randomly be good anyway. It's the Niners,
right? But if
are you really going to doubt them? Right. Like maybe.
All right, and then in your division, Eagles and the Cowboys,
and again Washington.
And that's
I know
Washington
everybody's
sucks.
down on them. Tunsil's hurt.
We forget 2 years ago,
but 2 years ago they're in a championship game.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're saying in Washington, "Hey, we're going to be better. We got our quarterback back."
So as we say, who are you taking out?
Yeah. Well, if you take a team out, remember we've got Dallas as a playoff team. They won 7 games last year. So if you're going to take the 49ers out, then Dallas can jump in as a wild card team.
Correct.
Right? Maybe Washington can jump in if we're not if things go well. Maybe Minnesota figures it out. Right? I mean, they're not that far removed from being a 14-win team.
Minnesota's a very talented team. They just
it's up to Kyler Murray.
They have questions at the most important position. But talent-wise, that's a good football team.
Right, but they've got a coach that seems to solve that.
That is true.
He hasn't been able to McCarr, but I'm just wondering, is Kyler Murray going to be this year's version of Sam Darnold?
Or Geno, where all of a sudden he finds it. Because they may only need, think about what they were with Sam. They only need a steady hand there. Like, they don't need epic. They need Brock Purdy quarterback play. They don't need Aaron Rodgers in his prime quarterback play.
Now, I give Chris credit.
Murray, who is not that guy. Murray is a run.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the problem with him.
But again,
you run your route and you're like, where is he?
But you get these quarterbacks who have shown flashes of real talent before with the right coach, and things do change.
Then something can happen.
I mean, guys, what would we have said about Baker Mayfield at the worst moment in his career? We would be like, there's nothing there.
Done.
So it's more than any other position in sports. Like pitching rarely all of a sudden a pitcher goes to a different team, has a new pitching coach, and you see a different guy. With quarterback, you really do. Teams can quarterback can completely change.
You just got to get it out of them. And I give Chris credit. Chris said, in the conversation. I'm willing to say in the conversation, but I think you're going to need double digits to secure a playoff spot in the NFC. I could be wrong. There's injuries, everything. These is all predictions, but this is not the conference where 9's a lock.
But you said, again, your thing with the Giants this year has always been is to show you want to see tangible evidence of improvement.
Yeah,
I want to be in the league, right? Same I'm saying about the Jets. I just want to feel like I'm in the league. You're having some good weekends, positive plays, and losses are hard fought, right? Not that you just dribbled down your leg, right? Yep. That's what you want, and that's what you probably are going to get.
Right,
That's what you're probably going to get.
Everybody's got it. You give an inch, it'll take a mile, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, they're going to be better. Oh, so that means they're going to go to the play. I'm good.
Your 2-2 though is a very real proposition. All right, because we know you're playing the Cowboys, you're going to LA, you got to play the Rams. That's a tough start, but with Tennessee and I mean, you got the Titans and the Cardinals. Then 2-2 should be a lot.
That's why all I'm asking for
3-1 is like
3-1 would be a dream,
but it's on the table though.
3-1. Yeah, because maybe you beat the Rams. Rams coming back from Australia.
Might not be right.
Or just Dallas. I mean, we all think Dallas is going to be better, but, I get scared. Cowboys, national television, I've got nightmares.
That team defensively might be really good.
Not good. But, hey, maybe things change. But 0-2, I'm not throwing in the towel because you got 2 winnable games after that. Then Washington with a chance to be 3-2.
Washington's your first, that's your first, all right, this is, what are you going to do? That's one you could get. It's on the road, however.
But it's one you got to get. If you're a playoff team, and then you get the Saints, and then you go from there. 1-800-919-3776. Your thoughts on this? Got baseball to get into. Talk about it Tuesday as well. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
ESPN New York and MSG Network are joining forces.
Big news, Jazz hands.
Start your mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg live on the MSG Network. Then stick around for Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live on MSG every afternoon.
We are beyond excited to start simulcasting on MSG Networks.
So think about this real quick second. You got us in the morning 6 to 10. You got our afternoon show 3 to 7. And then right after that, you're talking Knicks, you're talking Rangers.
Yo, yeah. You wake up, you pop it on again, and there we are, waiting for you. Good morning.
ESPN New York and MSG Network, together like never before. It all starts Tuesday, September 8th.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Empower. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. When it's game time, you need a good playbook, especially in the kitchen. Because when a crowd wants wings, fresh pizza, and mouthwatering sliders, you better have options in your kitchen.
With Frigidaire Range, you get over 15 cooking modes, including stone-baked pizza, air fry, and air sous vide. Your game time MVP combo built right into your oven. Available at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
That's right, Dolly. You sing it. Hey, guys, let me tell you about Rings End. It's a good opportunity for me to do this with you because Rings End is definitely a place that you want to connect your contractor with when you are doing a project around the house. You've heard me talk about this before, projects I've done at my house, and my great contractor, Michael Weldon, he worked with Rings End to get me a great French door. And you can, too, with French door. You can get any kind of door, windows, lumber. You want to redo your kitchen, they have everything you'd need for that. Paint as well. They work with Benjamin Moore. They have all the paints there. So it's all the things that you need, all the stuff that you need for the projects that you want to do around your house. So Rings End is regional, by the way. They are not a national chain whatsoever. They have 8 full-service lumber yards in Connecticut and Westchester County and 12 freestanding paint centers as well. Speaking of paint, of course, here's something great, too. If you have a specific paint color that you know and like, you can actually order it from Rings End. They'll ship it right to your house. If you know everything that you need, they'll just send it right to you. Get right to your job to freshen up your home. How do you do that? Well, you just go to ringsend.com. That's right, ringsend.com, Donnie.
That's all you have to do. And the Giants, it's all about 2-2 going into that Washington game. Now, the first game is, the Dallas. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Because they just don't play well on national television. They don't play well against the Dallas Cowboys on national television. And then you got to take on the Rams, who are going to be coming back
on a Monday
from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be another primetime game
yes, sir.
Against the team that everybody thinks is going to the Super Bowl. So the Giants can actually – that's why I get crazy with, record. Because the Giants could be 0-2. And if you just look at 0-2, what are you going to say? Same old Giants, 0-2.
No.
Seems like every year they start 0-2. But they could play great. They could be in both games, just lose to better teams. I could say with confidence and still believing in the Giants that Dallas right now, to me, and L.A. are better teams.
Of course they are.
But now the pressure comes. You come back from L.A. and you take on the Titans at home.
Well, that's your first home game. Your first home day game, I should say.
Yeah,
and that's a big deal,
right? So
that's your must win against a young team with Robert Saleh as your coach, Dable back.
Right.
You don't think there's going to be a lot of edge in that game?
It's going to be a big, especially if you're 0-2. Like people are going to be chomping at the bit, going, "I don't want to believe, but you better beat the Titans." You beat the Titans, hopefully, and then you're home.
You'll be the favorite in that game
again against the Cardinals. All right,
1 o'clock game.
So now you're 2-2, And now you've won a couple of games in a row. You've changed the narrative, and that's why I say then you go to Washington to take on the Commanders. Huge, because if we assume the Giants start 0-2, they'll already have a loss in the division. So now if you go 2-3, all right, you can get up from that, especially taking on the Saints the next week, but now you're already 0-2 in the division. That's been the problem with the Giants in the last few years. Slow starts, 0-2, and being awful in the division. So if you're 2-3 and you're 0-2 in the division, haven't even played Philadelphia yet, now you're looking at what's your best hope? Just finishing 500 at home? 500 in the division? Having to now you're going to have to win in Dallas. You're going to have to split with Philly, and then you're going to have to beat Washington when you play them later. Like, these games are huge. But with the Saints coming up the next week,
that's winnable. You'll be a favorite in that one, too. You'll be home again.
Yeah. And
a lot of home games early.
Yeah, they do play a lot of home games early,
which is a good thing.
But now you could be 4-2.
Yes, you could.
Right? And now 0-2 because the scenario that I'm painting, you're 4-2 riding a 4-game winning streak.
You could be at worst 3-3, which is not nothing.
And
why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
Because we're just now we're playing. We are in the middle of. This is no longer football. We're now playing something called reindeer games.
Well, why is it reindeer games?
Well, because it's all.
I know. You're right. You're right in saying it, but it's something to just the perspective I think we're talking about is the same old Giants thing and wanting to see. And you cannot get caught up in an 0-2 start. It doesn't matter what it looks like, but what we're trying to do is show any Giant fan who probably knows this already. The schedule early on is begging you to get off to a good start. And that good start could lead to, hey, what could have been a 6-win season is actually going to be 8 because you got a couple of these wins early in the season, right?
But can I just
the schedule is setting up later.
My standard is just a little bit lower than yours because you never know what's going to happen during a season. You look at the first 4 games, and so what are you saying to me? The record has to be coming out of
2-2.
No, because
but going into the Washington game, you got to be 2-2. Gotta be.
I think that if you go 2-2, I think that means you're in great shape.
Yeah.
Right. That's the first quarter of the season, essentially 500. You got it, and you survived 2 games against great teams.
Yep.
Right. But I also would say, even getting out of it 1-3, it doesn't mean you're doomed to your season being awful. But 2-2 is where you'd like to be.
I'm going to tell you when we come back why it was not reindeer games, and I'm borderline offended. Don Hahn and Rosenberg until 6:30 on ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Peter Rosenberg. This summer, I made a decision. Instead of just living with my pain, I wanted to find out what was actually causing it. That's why I went to see Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Pain. What I liked right away was his approach. He takes the time to understand what's going on and builds a treatment plan that's right for you without jumping straight to surgery. If you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, sciatica, or joint pain, it's worth having the conversation. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, getting care is convenient no matter where you are. Go to samwellpain.com to learn more or schedule an appointment.
Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Four o'clock in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 6:30. Then it's the Mets and the Brewers over at Citi Field. Here's why I take exception.
Go ahead.
Borderline offended.
Go ahead.
That you said that it was reindeer games. All I'm doing, I can't speak for Alan, but when I'm playing the win-loss-loss-loss-win game, which we could play if you're interested with the Giants. We haven't done it in a while.
All right, yeah,
We're closer to camp.
I think it's
I don't
almost
think we
done.
did it yet, right?
I did it by myself.
When I'm saying 2-2 going into the Commanders game, I'm not stopping at week 5 because they're 2-2 or because it's the Commanders, because it's a divisional game. It's the first time where I don't know, I don't have a feel whether they're going to win or lose. I came up with 2-2 because I don't think they're beating Dallas. I don't think they're beating the Rams. They should beat the Titans, and they should beat the Cardinals.
Correct.
So I'm not playing reindeer games. I'm telling you that's likely what's going to happen. It's going to be really tough to beat Dallas. Their defense is improved. Dak never loses to the Giants. The Giants never play well on national television. I know it's a new regime, and John, I get it. It's a tough spot. All right, if they lose 40-0, chocolate serve
in your pants.
Was it part due?
Yeah, really.
What?
Then there's going to be a problem. Losing overtime, I might walk away from saying that's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need to see what
Dallas,
it looks like.
You're fine with it. Sure.
But the NFL did not do the Giants any favors having to open up at home against Dallas on Sunday Night Football and then have to go to L.A. to take on the Rams. That's a tough start to the season.
Yeah.
All right, so I went 0-2, and now I'm sorry.
Right.
You can't lose to the Titans at home. You can't lose to the Cardinals at home.
No. The only reason I'm not going to waste our time arguing that you can't use the word you can't lose to them. You can. You could get it back later. But I hear what you're saying. If this season is going to be something better and improved, and this team is not just like inching forward, but they're taking a step forward, it's 4-2.
No,
you're right. That is correct.
Yeah. There are theoretical can't loses in a season like this.
Sure, yes, there are.
Because early in the season, what you're trying to do is how a season ends, and this is going to be a tough finish as you look at the schedule. It's going to be tough down the stretch. But what you want in a new era with a new coach is you want to have some type of tangible evidence that, you know what, things really are heading in the right direction.
And also, we can also play the game of there'll be a dog against Dallas. There'll be a dog against the Rams. But barring injuries or the Titans getting off to an amazing start, I would suspect at home against the Titans, you're a favorite. At home against the Cardinals, you're a favorite. I don't know who would be the favorite in Washington, Week 5.
Can you hold this Budweiser for me for a second?
Sure. I'm holding your beer.
Yeah.
The Commanders start at the Eagles at 4:25.
That sucks.
No. The next week, they play at 4:25.
Again.
At the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. But no, they have their home opener after that.
Oh, okay.
Against the world champion Seahawks.
So,
Nice. 1 o'clock.
Did you pee in Goodell's coffee or something? What happened?
I don't understand. My season's over before it starts.
By the way, smells like an 0-3.
No, it's
well, that's like
reeks of 0-3.
It's the smell that you could taste. You know,
the
when your
truth
mouth
is
open.
But by the way, how crazy is it that this NFL season is so hard? It's so hard to be good in this sport that there is a world where we end up at 0-3, and if they played well, I wouldn't be in the worst mood.
Right.
Who's week 4?
What'd you say?
Who's week 4?
Home Colts. If you can't, again, that turns into your must-win.
Yeah.
Now you're in must-win territory.
And that's not as easy as you think.
And then by the way, we're home Giants.
Yeah, so you could be one and
by the
3.
way, that must-win for the Giants could be even more must-win.
Giants 2
for the
and
Commanders.
2, Commanders 1 and 3. And if you, by your scenario, you'll also be 0-2 in the division because you would have lost to Philly and you would have lost to Dallas.
So you lose that game, you're dropping to 0-3 in the division.
If you start 1-4, 0-3 in the division, you can make the case you're cooked.
No, you're cooked. You're starting to think, can we just play like a decent football team and have like a half a season?
Well, just because this NFC is so difficult, you're going to need tiebreakers. Like if you want to get in with 9 wins, you're going to need to be like 5-1 in your division. You know what I mean? You're going to have those tiebreakers. And if you're 0-3, then the best case scenario is that you're 3-3 in the division.
Now you want to know something sweet? When we get to December, or we get to the end of November, by the way, do we think the Bengals are going to be a real football team this year or no?
Oh, yeah.
I saw Jamar Chase got banged up today. Hopefully he's all right.
Walked off, though.
He seems okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So by the time we get to 11/29, and this is the thing about scheduling, we start the way we start, but the Commanders for 4 weeks straight, and I'll move on from my crappy team after this. Cardinals, Titans, Texans, Falcons.
Yeah, there's your soft
spot. So you
spot.
it's where you got to get your.
There's your soft spot.
But the Giants' soft spot comes early, and you got to hit it when you get it.
Now you're
right.
why we were playing.
No, you're right.
You got because now let me give you December. Niners.
No.
At Seahawks, Browns. Okay. Lions, Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, it's very.
You got one there. There's one gimme.
Well, and you could get a second gimme.
Who?
If the Eagles dominate the division, you get a second gimme to end the year. But that would mean Dallas is fighting for the wild card. So that would mean you're fighting with Dallas in that last Dallas game.
And to bring it back to the Giants, if they take care of business against Washington and then they beat the Saints and you're 4-2, you want to be 4-2 because then you're at Houston, the bye, come out of the bye at Philly. So all of a sudden now you're 4-4 maybe, and now you're taking on the Commanders again in another one of those. Divisional game. We're back to 500, and oh by the way, after that in Jacksonville, that's at home.
But still, they could be a pretty good team
at Indy. I don't know what Indianapolis. Indianapolis to me is like Cincinnati. I mean, they could be a 10-win team. They could be
we don't know what
a
we're
5-win team.
You're
I have no idea.
You're right.
No.
Daniel Jones, what condition is he in?
Giants still have to go to Seattle after San Francisco. Cleveland, they got to go back to Detroit, at Dallas, home against Philly to close out the season. That's what I'm saying, people. The Giants can be vastly improved on their way up with a bullet and not make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But the first month of the season is very important for everybody's psyche because it's there. If you want to have a good year, it's what you do early. Because late, it's going to be really difficult.
So even if you crush those first 6 weeks, and I think we all would agree, even Tessa, right, the big Dave Rothenberg,
right, 4-2, 3-3 on the table.
4-2 would be crushing.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So if they crush it and they're 4-2, you could go. We've had an improved team.
Feel real
and by
good.
the time you get to the end, it's still 8-9 and you miss the playoffs. It's 7-10 and you miss the playoffs. But you could say when it was in our hands and we could reasonably expect to win games, we did a thing pretty good football teams do and we won the games. Yeah. That's all you can hope to do.
When the game's supposed to win. Don't have a Denver. Don't have games slip through your fingers.
And I would say the other marker I would have for a team on the rise, you also win one you absolutely shouldn't win. Right? You get one that year.
Well, you got to get one.
Wow.
You shouldn't, but don't give one away.
Yeah.
You got to balance that out. Let's go at 1-800-919-3776. Back to the phones. Go to Jimmy in Connecticut. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey guys, how you doing? Before I get to my giant point, Alan, I haven't called in a while. I wanted to say I met you briefly at Stout at the day of the Knicks parade. Wanted to apologize. I'd had a few beers that day and I was a little colorful with my language. I didn't want that to be my first impression.
Jimmy, I was right there with you.
Yeah, he was gone.
If you notice, the sunglasses stayed on pretty much the whole show. So.
Yeah, was this
after?
Was this parade Stout or just during the run Stout?
No, he's a parade.
Parade Stout. I was
yeah,
at the parade that day.
No, all bets are off.
We're all apologizing.
As long as you didn't kill anybody, everything's forgivable.
Yeah.
No, I just used some colorful language when I met him for the first time. But anyway, Giants. So look, I hear what you're saying, Don, about how starting off 0-2 and looking vastly improved would still be a step in the right direction on paper. But you have to remember two things. A lot of these guys on the team, a lot of these players have been a part of teams that have started off 0-2. It is a thing, like you said, about the psyche of the team, Alan. And also, not only that, there have been years where we've started off 0-2. Like last year, we almost beat the Cowboys week 2. It didn't really matter because we lost the game, and you start off 0-2 and you say it's another 0-2 start. As a fan, maybe I'm in the minority here. I need to see an upset in the first 2 weeks to really feel like we're building towards something. Can you level with me on that?
But here's the thing, Jimmy. No, because
not an upset. I just need a battle.
If Dable's still the coach, let's say they brought Dable back, you wouldn't have any faith because then it's the same coaching staff. I would think with Harbaugh and believing that Harbaugh is a good coach, you could say, all right, we're 0-2, but we're improved. We're in the game. If you believe in the coach, you believe they'll be able to stay in the game. It's not the same old. Because it's a different regime.
Like, Jimmy, here's a great example. You're going toe-to-toe with the Cowboys, week 1, national TV. They have the ball last. Okay. They come down, kick a field goal, win the game by 2. Are you like, oh, wow, that sucked? Or are you like, all right, we're toe-to-toe with a team that everybody thinks is going to be really good? Like,
I'm in
really
between, honestly. I'm honestly in between at that point. Yes, you went toe-to-toe with them, but it's another divisional loss. And I hear the thing about the new regime. I know how it looks is important. I just feel like pulling off one upset in these first 2 weeks would just do wonders for the team.
Of course, it would do wonders for the team. Yeah. But I'm not going to count on that.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say I like John Harbaugh. I think he's a hell of a coach. I think he's way better than any coach they've had since Tom Coughlin. Mm-hmm. If they start 0-2 with the same old coaching staff, you'd be like, all right, typical Giants, don't have a coach, can't get them ready, lose. But you could be 0-2 and everything be right with the world. Remember, they won a Super Bowl in '86 losing to the Cowboys on national television. The game was in Dallas. But I'm like, it wouldn't be the same old 0-2. Lose 40-0, lose to the Rams 37-6. All right, that's a different story.
Then we got
I got to see what it looks like. Now, of course you'd love to pull off the upset. Of course.
I said that. If you could be, didn't I say you could be, what, instead of 2-2, you could be 3-1 going into that Commanders game. If you pull off an upset. But
yeah, you'd like
right
to
now,
do it.
It's an upset, which means you're not supposed to win.
And listen, I think Dallas is going to be good.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. They were 7-10 last year. They improved on the defensive side of the ball.
Good, man.
But here's the thing. When Dak's healthy, he's got the Giants' number.
They have 2 wide receivers that will kill your secondary.
They're
Their
really
secondary is going to have a hard time dealing with those 2 wide receivers, man.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be. Now, I can't get in your head and tell you how to feel. 0-2 is going to probably stink. But I'm sorry, who you play, how it looks matters. 40-0, that was bad. But even a loss last year where they had him on the ropes, again, it was Russell Wilson. You knew you weren't going anywhere with Russell Wilson.
That's a good point.
And you knew that Dable was hanging on. Now you've got Dart. You've got the coach in John Harbaugh. If you go out there and you put up a fight, you play well, and the better team wins, hey, you tip your cap to them, all right? Again, the idea is I'd love to win this division. I'd love to win the Super Bowl, but I'm trying to be realistic here. I don't care how many changes you make. Going from 4 wins and jumping up to 10, which what I think it's going to take to make the playoffs, that's a pretty big leap.
So that's the Giants. The Athletic had the Jets at 5.3 wins. 5.3 wins sounds to me low.
It sounds low.
Really low.
But I mean, that's not what you want.
But clearly, because 5.3 wins means I need a new coach. Stat.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me I need a quarterback. I need a new coach.
Yeah, because you're supposed to have a quarterback who's able to do enough to get you to a mediocre to decent season.
Like 5.5 wins for how much talent this roster has.
It's
would scream that you still don't have a head coach.
But that's the only and anybody that has
unless
put the
of course
number.
Gino's injured and you're going with the kid and the kid's just as overwhelmed. But that also then screams you better get a veteran backup quarterback on this roster at some point, just for security purposes.
You know how I feel about how the national media looks at the Jets and Giants. They just err on the side of they're going to stink. So Geno Smith hasn't done enough in the NFL where he gets the benefit of the doubt. Glenn hasn't done anything as a head coach. So what they're going to basically tell you is you won 5 games last year, you win 5 games this year because Geno Smith's not any good and your coach isn't any good. That's what they're telling you.
But every expert that I've heard points to what the amount of talent the Jets have in the skill positions. Again, we all know the quarterback.
Well,
thing
they
is
had talent
variable.
last year too. They just didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, well, that was a major issue.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
did you see Justin Fields, by the way, this past week with the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lord!
It's
like, have you seen a player fall off that big of a drop off than him? He really just looks like he doesn't know when to throw the football.
He's broke.
When he throws it, he can throw, but he can't. He's not accurate. But he never knows when to throw.
Is that a problem you're saying?
It can be.
Yeah,
and he's in an
everything.
offense that everybody thought, oh, Justin Fields, they're going to fix him. They're going to get him right. Okay.
Yeah, I admit it. I got it wrong with Justin Fields.
Listen, we all have.
I wanted to err on the side of there might be something there.
Well, I had just seen a couple of games where I saw a couple of things. You have those moments where you happen to catch a game or two, and so you find a player on a random team that I got to watch him a little bit.
The cut of his jib.
Yeah, I saw something like he was gritty.
But now, here's the Jets start. And this is where it gets dangerous for Aaron Glenn.
Right.
Because it's the opposite of the Giants. So at Tennessee to open the season. So again, the Sala Bowl, right?
Right.
But you're on the road. That's a must-win, Don. Yes, no? It's a must-win.
Well,
you should be better than that.
That's what Jake Aspin was saying, and I kind of took exception. He's like, must-win week one. But
yes.
when you look at how tough the schedule is.
All right, I'll give you the next one.
But they're, I think they're like a 2.5-point dog in that game. So
on the road.
Everybody's looking at the Jets got a layup on week one. Well, that's what Tennessee's thinking too. Oh, look, they did us a favor. We got a home game against the Jets.
Yeah. The next week, your home opener is against the freaking Packers.
And if you lose to Tennessee,
that
building is all Packers. Oh. You beat Tennessee. Season ticket holders might hold on to their tickets and kind of get excited about the home opener.
Nope.
They lose to Tennessee.
Green Bay fans and paper bags over the head.
Yes.
All right. Then you go to Detroit. This is your start. At Chicago. That's not easy.
Oh, dear God.
You finally get a break coming home to play the Browns. But even then, that now becomes you better win this game.
Because you very well could be 0-4.
Yes.
Now,
then you go to New England. But you see the difference of the mood of the fan base.
Right, because
this could be, by the time we get to October, we could already be going, he's got to go. They got to fire the coach now.
That's why you can't do it.
It's crazy.
But that's how fast life comes at you fast.
Yes,
and
you know what's interesting? It's all because of the coach. Now, I'm painting a scenario where I think the Giants are going to start 0-2. Mm-hmm. If Brian Daboll was still the head coach, no matter how well the Giants played in those two games,
0-2 would start.
He's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
People are calling for his job. They won't do that with John Harbaugh.
No.
But because it's Aaron Glenn and you weren't great last year, you lose to Tennessee. You start 0-2.
Nobody
0-3,
wants to hear about how tough the schedule is, right?
He's done. That's why Jake ended up being right at the end of the day about the must-win because you're probably not beating the Packers. You're probably not beating the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Detroit. It's. Yeah, because 0-4, and even though Peter makes a great point, hey, you get up from it. It's just the narrative of Glenn's got to go. Fans are not going to the games.
And what happens in the room? That's the other thing. When you have the same, now it's a different coaching staff, so you have some adults in the room this year. That is a difference that everybody is
right. It's not the same old beyond.
It's not going to. But a lot of the players will sort of have that. Here we go again. You know what I mean? See, Harbaugh comes in, and the Giant players who've all come back from the past will have a different outlook because it's a different leader, yeah?
Yeah, well, not just a different leader, but John Harbaugh.
Well, a guy with a ring.
Yeah, a guy with a ring, a guy that I think's got a chance to go to the Hall of Fame as a coach. It's the best coach they've had in forever, since Tom Coughlin. Yeah. So I would think he gets the benefit of the doubt. If this had been one of the a hire of another kid, like they did, like the Joe Judge of the world, it'd be a little. But it's John Harbaugh, and again, I don't think.
Again, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to keep saying what I say though. John Harbaugh, his John Harbaughness is going to be determined not by what's happened previously, but by this time.
I agree with that.
But there's a resume.
If this doesn't, but I'm just telling you, if this weren't to go well done, then that whole idea, if it's John Harbaugh, will mean a totally different thing. But he'll be a guy who won an organization that always wins with a system that Brian Billick had put in place, and then after that, he had one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league,
and
he couldn't advance.
Harbaugh's in this place. He's either going to become Sean Payton or he's going to become Mike McCarthy.
That's right.
But what
or
do
Tom
those guys?
You call it Payton or Tom Coughlin, in my opinion, because Coughlin deserves his love too.
That's fine. But again,
I mean
In terms of being viewed as great.
Sean
versus,
Payton is now trying to win another Super Bowl with another franchise. Right. He's already got one.
But he's still a one-time guy, right? Whereas McCarthy's a one-time guy.
Look where he's got Denver in about 3 years.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
And so there's that. And then there's Mike McCarthy, who got one long time with Green Bay, left, and went to Dallas.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't.
Right? Man, I feel bad for McCarthy.
Here's the thing. Again, we're talking about Super Bowls, and maybe he didn't win that second one in Baltimore, and maybe that one Super Bowl was kind of with the Billick thing, but he was there 18 years, and he never bottomed out.
And they never lost. They would never.
They don't bottom out with John Harbaugh. You don't bottom out with Mike McCarthy. You may not win the whole thing, but you don't bottom out with these guys.
What was his first year in Baltimore? So it was 08? 07.
08, I think it was 08. It was 18 seasons, I think, in Baltimore.
Got it. So they only existed for like 14 without him, or 12 without him.
96 was their first year with.
So it was 12 years without him.
Who was with an M?
First year Harbaugh was 11-5. Got it. What was their worst year as a franchise? Period.
Probably 96.
He had a 5-11 in 2015. That was their bottom out. So they did bottom out at 5-11. But that's 1 year.
Marchibroda you're thinking of?
Marchibroda.
Yeah, bottoming out, still 2 more wins than the Giants had last year. Correct. I mean, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but,
it's like,
don't you also agree that this... Don't you agree, though, that Harbaugh's run here will be a big part of determining his legacy?
Of course.
Between a pretty good coach and a great coach?
Well, yeah,
that's the whole thing. It's here.
He is going to... Is he going to be Bill Parcells and win a ring with another team? That's very rare to do. Or is he going to be Mike McCarthy, who won a Super Bowl, had a lot of good seasons?
To be an all-time great, it's either multiples with one team.
Which is... Nobody does that. That's what... Again, Peyton's trying to do it.
No, but that's multiples with different teams. Very rare. I'm saying multiple. It's either either multiples with one team.
Gotcha.
Or you got multiples with 2 teams.
Which I think
both are not super common.
No,
it's rarefied air for both.
Yeah,
I got to take a look at that 2015 Ravens team.
I mean, how many
nobody's won 2 Super Bowl. Nobody's won a Super Bowl with 2 franchises as a head coach. Nobody's done that.
Nobody's won a Super Bowl
with. As a head coach.
Parcells lost with the Patriots.
I mean, won it, not get there.
And Belichick, of course, an assistant, but then only won as a Patriot.
As a head coach.
Nobody's
won a Super Bowl with 2 franchises as a head coach. I think that's what Peyton's trying to do.
Shula went with the Colts and then lost, but he won with the Dolphins. Why do I feel like this?
No, I don't think anybody's done that.
Because when you think of the big-time coaches...
Because Sean Payton was on the cusp.
Yeah, he's gotten as close as anyone. Is that right? I guess you're right. Because who else would it be?
Because they could go this year. Denver. There's no why couldn't they?
No, it feels like he could get it in Denver.
Oh yeah, and that's what you want Harbaugh to do. Peyton, long time in New Orleans, right? Set the franchise up.
That's right.
Won, but every year they were always good.
They're pretty good, right? The whole Drew Brees.
Then he's out. It wears out. He's out. Then he goes somewhere else, and within 3 years, they're a contender. And that's what you want to see from Harbaugh. It's the same thing. Or it's, again, what Mike McCarthy became, which is a guy a long time in Green Bay, that fades out. He has a ring, but now he's somewhere else, and now he's in a 3rd place.
Didn't look like a great team. Flacco was there. I think he got hurt. They were 3-7 with Flacco. And it looked like they went to Ryan Mallett for the rest of the year.
That's a hell of a
Mallett.
Well, you throw out the record books.
Jimmy Clausen. Matt Schaub.
Oh, Matt Schaub. A lot of Matts back then.
By the way, Schaub, people were excited about Schaub for a second.
People were.
That season, they lost Joe Flacco, Steve Smith Sr., and Terrell Suggs. Yeah. And Justin Forsett.
It's probably why they struggled.
Javarius Allen was their lead. Justin Forsett was their leading rusher.
Until he got
641 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just played 10 games. So, still.
It's an interesting thing, the Harbaugh thing, because he was so good there, and yet most Ravens people will you talk to sort of probably, you know what it's not dissimilar to? Minus the championship, it's probably not dissimilar to how people would feel about Boone. Most Ravens fans are like, yeah, I'm good with it. It was time. We were fine always being in the conversation. We're ready to win.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting, like how Baltimore does compared to how the Giants do.
Oh, it's a great storyline.
That is definitely something to watch all year.
It's going to be fascinating. But don't you agree with the comp? Now that I think about it,
it's interesting
because Yankee fans, Yankees are always in it.
A lot of Yankee fans that are ready to, and I'm not in agreement with.
No, who are ready to move on,
carry Boone out of here, in a wheelbarrow.
But here's the thing. Now, Boone never won a championship. Harbaugh won one.
Yes.
But there would be a lot of people like Giants fans, Jets fans. By the way, I don't even include the Giants. I'm sorry. The Giants' wins are still too recent to me. Jets fans, Commanders fans, a lot of bad organizations
who would take them in a heartbeat.
I would take them in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But you ask the average Ravens fan, I've talked to them. They go, yeah, we'd seen enough. We'd seen the Harbaugh thing. Yeah, we love undefeated.
Well, it's kind of what the Jets
love undefeated in the preseason.
What the Yankees
we're ready to
did with
move on.
Girardi. Like you talk about Boom, like it's kind of what they did with Girardi. They won with him, but we're ready to move on.
Yeah, we've seen this.
He didn't win in Philly. Mm-hmm. We'll see if he gets another opportunity someplace. But just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings a same level of protection to your home. And I know this. Why? Because Viking takes care of my place. The season may be over, but pests are always in place, so it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control and mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. Talk about it Tuesday. It's coming up next. Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Take a look. Talent acquisition at goodkarmasports.com. That's talent acquisition at goodkarmasports.com.
They built this station from the ground up. And now, for one afternoon, they're back together. Michael K. and Don LaGreca, the two longest tenured voices in ESPN New York history, reunite for a special 2-hour broadcast celebrating 25 years of ESPN New York. 25 years. Two legends. One conversation you won't want to miss. Thursday, September 3rd from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on ESPN New York and streaming live on the ESPN New York YouTube channel.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Summer isn't over yet. On Saturday, August 29th, the Red Bulls face the Philadelphia Union at Sports Illustrated Stadium for Anime Night, presented by New Jersey Lottery. Arrive early for the Boulevard at 4 p.m. for food trucks, games, family fun, and a free matchday poster while supplies last. When gates open, fans can grab one of 10,000 UGO card packs. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Bring your crew and make it a night to remember.
Boulevard, right lane out on the Van Wyck. Accident on the Whitestone Expressway northbound at the Cross Island. Inbound George got a little better. It's about 20 at the upper and 15 for the lower. This report is sponsored by the Danny Did Foundation, closing gaps in epilepsy care in memory of Danny Stanton, a child lost to sudden unexpected death in epilepsy or SUDEP. If someone you know experiences seizures, visit DannyDid.org for safety resources. Enjoy your life. Danny Did. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Sometimes you just can't take it anymore.
You're done. I'm done.
This is Let's Talk About It Tuesday.
And it's really this idiot
with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Brought to you by Samwell Institute for Pain Management.
Well, that's right. It is time for Let's Talk About It Tuesday, brought to you by the aforementioned wonderful Samwell Institute for Pain Management. Obviously, we started the show today. If you missed it, bears repeating. If you somehow have not paid attention, we lost the great Dolly Parton today. She was 80 years old. She had reportedly been, according to People, hospitalized for 4 days, and her nephew put out a video statement saying that she passed. But no cause of death yet has been given. The most astonishing part, perhaps, of Dolly's epic career is the length of the philanthropy section of her Wikipedia page. This is a person who just, did not just talk about it. She just was about it. Always. You name it. Kids' charities, fighting the Smoky Mountain wildfires, speaking up for LGBTQ issues, whatever the thing was, she was an advocate. That's what she chose to do. Donating as much, in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, just in 2024, donated $2 million to relief efforts. So between the money, between the time, the donations to the Vanderbilt University Medical Center, the countless joy brought to kids at Dollywood, she just did it over and over again. The Dollywood Foundation, which was funded by Dolly Parton's profits from her music and her theme park, helped bring jobs to a previously depressed region of the country. She worked with the American Red Cross, many HIV and AIDS-related charities. God, it just goes on and on. So it's interesting. She's like this incredibly huge artist mixed with like Mother Teresa, wait for it, mixed with sort of like sex symbol, mixed with feminist icon. Like, you just name the box. She checks everything. We just don't have many of these, like, where it's not just that you may know their biggest song or their biggest movie or whatever it was. Of course, she did songs and movies. But it's also the fact that on a human level, she was just that person constantly. So I'm sure we'll hear more and more stories coming out as the days go on.
80 years old. Again, doesn't feel that old. And she was around. She was performing. But I guess the sudden illness, and I guess we'll get the details. But a life well lived for 80 years, that's for sure. And you hear that story, too. Like, she lost her husband not that long ago.
It was like a year ago.
And you do hear stories that sometimes
that's the beginning.
Significant other also takes a turn after they lose somebody. Because they were married like 50-plus years. It was a pretty incredible run. I wanted to take this opportunity because we've been kind of hinting about it and not saying anything official, but now we can, that next Thursday, September 3rd, will be the 25th anniversary of this radio station. And I was the first voice.
I know.
So midnight, September 3rd, that was Labor Day. So like Sunday night, we launched.
What'd you say?
I just did an update. I did not say anything. I was told not to make a big deal. I did an update.
Now, what was the station? Like,
it was WEVD, which was like Bill Mazer was on it. It was like a news, political kind of station on the AM. They had different types of shows. One of those radio stations, like, we have a sports hour, we have a political hour.
I got it.
And
so all of a sudden, just randomly, it just changed over.
Well,
not randomly, but
I forget the exact amount of time. It might have even been a week. Like, we had taken over the station in late August, and they actually used the word, we need to purge the EVD listener. We need to get rid of them. What? So what we're going to do is we are going to play. They had like 20 minutes of promos. Like, hey, I'm Tony Kornheiser. ESPN New York is coming to New York City. ESPN's coming to New York City September 3rd. And it was like Dan Patrick saying it. It was on a loop over and over and over again,
driving people away.
So all of the blue hairs were like, "All right, I'm out." And so at midnight, bang, we took over.
Mm-hmm.
The promos were over, and I did an update, and then we went right into the network programming. And that was at midnight. That night, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mike Messina flirted with the perfect game against the Red Sox.
Like you dream about.
Set up.
So it was a big deal, and we were off and running. And then, unfortunately, 8 days later, the world changed with 9/11, and we were off the air for a couple of weeks because we just simulcasted ABC, and it kind of derailed us for a little bit. Then we kind of got back on a little bit later on in September. When baseball got back, we got back, and then the Yankees went to the World Series, and then it was kind of on. But to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the station, and since myself and Michael are the longest tenured announcers, hosts on the station, we're going to do a show during Michael's time slot from 1 to 3, Thursday, September 3rd. And it'll be a 2-hour celebration of the 25th anniversary. We're going to have guests, old employees, old hosts, tell stories. And I'm really looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. So 1 o'clock next Thursday on the 25th anniversary of the radio station. It's hard to believe. Yay! 25 years to be a part of it from the very beginning. And I remember I was working at the Fan, and everybody was like, ESPN's coming. ESPN's coming. So all like part-timers, people that weren't really getting
we're thinking about
much of traction at the Fan were like, the radio station was coming. And the only two defectors of the Fan at the time, because everybody talks the talk, but they're not willing to walk the walk, was myself and Erica Herskowitz. We said, all right, I'm going for it. And we left, and we were both just technically part-timers. And I was paid as an independent contractor when I hosted or worked. Sabi, she just did the updates, and we both came over.
But you took a gamble. That's a risk.
No, I did because it was a full-time gig.
You bet on the brand, though, of course.
Of course. Well, but yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
Strong brand,
and listen, I owe everything because I got opportunities at the Fan. I got to cover the Giants for a year. I covered the Jets. But my opportunities were limited. People who work at the Fan, anybody that listens to the Fan knows those guys – they hold on to those jobs like grim death. I mean, everybody that's been working there has been working there forever because it's a really good gig. There's only, at the time, one all-sports radio station in New York. Now there's two. And so I went for it. And listen, I got to be on Afternoon Drive. I got to work with the Jets for 16 years. I got the opportunity with the Rangers because of here. Now opened the door for me to do Devils TV. So
right.
I owe everything to this place. But it's just kind of crazy, like 25 years, man.
So
no one thought it was going to work. Everybody figured we could just be devoured by the Fan. How could it possibly work? The Fan was a monolith because even ESPN didn't understand. It's not just that you're going up against another radio station in New York that had the same format. You're going up against the radio station that started it all.
That's right.
All right. And I think, quite frankly, ESPN came in and said, all right, we're ESPN, man. We're going to. And no, it wasn't enough because the Fan had been established. They had been on. We started in 2001. They had been on for 14 years and killing it, and so it's hard to look at ESPN as the little engine that could, the startup, but we were literally a startup station trying to go up against the Fan. They tried, remember 620, I forget what it was called. It was also a national brand that tried to put a station on in New York.
I do remember.
And it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So we went for it, and, 25 years later, how many different signals, how many different studios, how many different program directors, general managers, but we're still here.
Four
still
different
hanging,
locations,
man.
right? 4?
Yeah, we started out 2 Penn.
Yep.
Then we moved over to West End Avenue.
West End, yeah.
Then over to Columbus.
Broadway.
And now we're here in the Good Karma building in Soho.
Yeah.
So 4 different locations.
That's not too bad.
But listen.
What would you say the biggest difference in this media since your first day? What has changed about Sports Talk Radio?
The education of the listener. There was a time when sports radio started, and even in 2001, I felt like the listener was expecting to be educated by the host. Like they were looking for information. They wanted to know what we thought and help them formulate their opinion. And I feel because we've been around so long, the Fan's been around so long, information is so accessible now. I feel the listener already knows everything.
Most of the stuff.
They just want to argue with you on your opinion. They want to know your opinion so they can argue with it. And I feel like more than ever, that the listener, the caller, we're on equal footing. I happen to be a host, so I have the talent to be a host, and they're a listener. But from a knowledge of sports information, they can get it just as easily as I can, right? With social media and the internet, like, they don't have to ask me what's going on in sports. They know. They're just kind of curious to know what I think.
So and
I'm curious to know what they think. And so it's more of I feel like it's more of a conversation among colleagues. When it first started, you almost felt like you were lecturing a class of people that wanted to kind of know the ins and outs of what was going on in the sports world, and they looked at the host as the guy that was on the inside. Now I feel like we're all kind of in the same room.
Like you went, and I remember this as a listener, you went to radio when something was going down and you wanted the immediate information. Mm-hmm. What happened? What's the details of this? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to stay on because you knew if you happened to hear so-and-so was just traded, we'll get you the details in a moment. And now you're like, whoa, right? Because there was no social media where reporters would tweet that stuff out. So a lot of times you'd have the reporter on who's breaking the story. Newspapers didn't have websites where they were posting the story. There was no way to get the immediate information. The only place to get it live was on Sports Talk Radio. So that was something that made it a must listen because you just didn't know. Sometimes it was the lineup. Is a guy available tonight? I don't know. The only way I'm going to find out is listen to the radio on my way to the game.
Yeah.
Now, because of social media, a lot of this stuff is so it goes beyond what you know treetops-wise, news-wise. It now goes, what's the depth of it? How much do you know that can tell me more about the headline aside from just the bullet points?
Well, think about it. The way we consume information, like SportsCenter is a dinosaur now, right? What's on ESPN proper now? It's Get Up. It's
debate shows,
First Take. You're debating opinions. That's what it's at, because the assumption is the listener, the viewer already knows. They already know the score. We don't do updates anymore. The fan doesn't do updates anymore. Like you don't need to do that.
Yep.
I used to listen to the radio. But did the Mets win?
Yeah.
Well, now I got my phone. I already know the Mets won. Now I want to know what you think about how poorly they played. Or I want the outlet to be able to tell you what I think about what happened. So I think that's really what's changed over the last 25 years.
Yeah.
It's more just a dialogue back and forth and debate than it is educating anybody on what's going on.
But you really do have to credit sort of the medium, sports talk, as the medium. I mean, and you know, essentially that starts at the first iteration of the Fan, right? Which actually, ironically, is the same radio people that put Hot 97 on the air as full-time hip-hop, too. So they created, that people at Emmis did, but which is not a big company, but Jeff Samulian and Rick Cummings and those guys came up with the full-time sports talk format, thought that could work and put it on the Fan, and thought there could be a full-time hip-hop format and put that on 97.1.
Is that all because those Friday night and Saturday night shows did so well?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just because they were reading the tea leaves of where it was going. Because Hot 97 was a dance station at that point.
Yes, it was.
And then they started playing some hip-hop and seeing where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, well, what are we doing? And obviously the timing now in retrospect was like, as it turned out, dance music was going the other direction completely.
Yes.
And they just nailed it with both.
Yeah.
Then sold the Fan and then eventually sold Hot 97 as well. But still, 25 years.
And it's all about evolving.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
What the next 25 years are going to look like is going to be something completely different than what the last 25
And you have to be able to adjust and evolve. And I think we did that as a station. The Fan certainly did it as well. And it'll be a celebration next Thursday at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3, myself and Michael K. All right. You're good?
I'm very good.
1-800-919-3776. Thanks to Kofi lining it up for us. Andy Reid, Bill Parcells, Mike Holmgren, and Dick Vermeil, the only coaches to win a Super Bowl and then go to a Super Bowl with another team, not win.
And still not win.
Weeb Eubank won an NFL title and then won the Super Bowl with the Jets. But Super Bowl, which really stinks because, again, there is a history of the NFL before the Super Bowl, but whatever. We've got baseball to get to. Matt Nagy spoke. Geno Smith spoke as well. We got lots to do. We got to get it in by 6:30, Peter.
You're damn right. And that was Let's Talk About It, brought to you by Samwell Institute for Pain Management. For a pain-free life, visit SamwellPain.com today.
Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
ESPN New York and MSG Network are joining forces.
Big news, jazz hands.
Start your mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg, live on the MSG Network. Then stick around for Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, live on MSG every afternoon.
We are beyond excited to start simulcasting on MSG Networks.
So think about this real quick second. You got us in the morning 6 to 10. You got our afternoon show 3 to 7. And then right after that, you're talking Knicks, you're talking Rangers.
Yo, yeah. You wake up, you pop it on again, and there we are, waiting for you. Good morning.
ESPN New York and MSG Network, together like never before. It all starts Tuesday, September 8th.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Upgrade your outdoor living space with TimberTech, the #1 brand in premium decking from Rings End. Picture this, a deck that's the highlight of your backyard, turning heads season after season. Now, imagine 20, 30 years later. It's still going strong. And here's the best part. You haven't spent a moment sanding, staining, or sealing it. Visit your local Rings End for the stunning real wood looks of TimberTech decking, paired with the kind of durability that only advanced engineering can deliver. Backed by industry-leading warranties, TimberTech is the decking that performs for decades. Ask for it locally at Rings End.
Hey, Yankees and Knicks fans. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 25th, and be ready to receive a very special giveaway. It's Josh Hart Yankees Bobblehead Night, presented by Delta Airlines. The first 18,000 guests will receive a Josh Hart Yankees bobblehead. Again, don't miss Josh Hart Yankees Bobblehead Night, presented by Delta Airlines, when the Yankees face the Orioles on Friday, September 25th. For tickets, log on to yankees.com/tickets.
They built this station from the ground up. And now, for one afternoon, they're back together. Michael Kay and Don LaGreca, the two longest tenured voices in ESPN New York history, reunite for a special 2-hour broadcast celebrating 25 years of ESPN New York. 25.
KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to cars4kids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. Before kickoff starts, I like a room that looks ready and plays tough. Fresh paint, strong coverage, and a finish that can handle a full season of Saturday celebrations.
Bare Ultra Interior Paint has an extra durable finish that holds up from game time to the off-season. It covers in fewer coats, goes on smooth, and helps walls stay looking new longer. Game-ready defense with coverage that goes the distance. Bare Ultra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Happy birthday to the great Pete Stemkowski.
Stemmer.
How old do you think he is?
Oof. Is he? See, I don't want to overshoot it, so I'm gonna go 75.
No, you missed.
Missed by a mile.
You missed the board.
Missed the board.
Yeah, you put a hole in the wall. If this were darts, you missed the board.
Missed it by a lot.
I got nothing.
Unbelievable.
I got nothing.
Like, I'm trying to think. When did he play?
Well, goal he scored against the Blackhawks was in 73.
If it was a day.
All right, so.
And he was towards the end of his career at that point. He was on the 67 Leaf team. He was on the last Leaf team to win a cup, and it was in the original 6 era. That was the last original 6 cup.
Jesus, all right.
He's 83 years young.
If he's a day.
I told you I didn't want to overshoot it.
I know, but
I purposely aimed for the wall. I was thinking 80, but you don't want to do that, and then you're like, no, it's 73. What do you mean? Like,
I assure you that we are
But
I assure you that we are the only show
in
this great country of ours that while playing a Dolly Parton tribute song, shouted out Stemkowski's birthday.
You know, when he said happy birthday, I'm going, wait, she not
birthday. She's
yeah, at least we didn't kill him off.
No.
We got that going for us, which is nice. Listen, Pete is he's important to this radio station. Not important enough to be on the 25th anniversary show.
Why not?
But I did games with him. He was on our air for a lot. He's a tremendous human being. Mr. Long Island. He's out there in Long Beach. He's been out in Long Beach since he played with the Rangers.
That's where the Rangers used to practice.
I know.
Long Beach.
All right, we got a couple of different things here.
What do you got?
Greg Joyce, who covers the Yankees, says Aaron Judge is taking BP in the cage today.
Oh, he's in the cage, boys.
Hey now.
I heard he was running.
Chris Kirshner says that Max Fried could potentially be in play for Saturday's doubleheader against the Red Sox.
Saturday, Pete.
Boone also said Boone had a lot to say to them.
Hey, very talkative. They couldn't shut him up.
They're in a great spot. They're getting Fried back. They're getting Judge back.
Now we're great
You know
again.
what? I don't know.
Everything's great.
Nothing but running and winning.
General soreness.
They introduced Judge to the bases. That didn't go well for Stanton.
I don't think he's going to fall like Stanton.
I hope not. But there's positive developments.
Now, I skated. My knee feels better.
Good.
I skated and fell Sunday. Is that me skating? Is that like Stanton running? He knows how to slide. It's basically falling down.
That's right. Thank you.
That is one of the great takes of all time.
It's basically falling down.
It never gets brought up in the rant list. It's always we know.
Well, yeah, because that's always just one line. I don't think it was a big rant, was it?
I don't even remember who I was talking. I think I was talking about Stanton.
Was it about a baseball player?
Gleyber Torres. It was somebody not hustling.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been about football. Like someone
is sorry?
Quarterback.
Yeah, like someone not being able to slide. Because there are guys who just can't slide.
Yeah.
But it is basically falling down.
Well,
it is basically falling down. I mean, it's harder than that, I'm sure, but it is basically falling
it's
down.
intentionally falling.
Easy, I guess.
It's intentionally falling down.
Right.
Versus falling down, which is...
You know what's funny about... I will say this about sliding. I used to love baseball sliding as a kid. Me and a friend of mine in our gymnasium, like elementary school, would love, like, if it was open, just running and sliding in sweatpants. But it is one of the things, though, that even as a kid, even as like an 8-year-old, I can still remember the feeling of if I did it too much, the bruising feeling on your knee.
Of course.
Like, no matter what age you were, sliding will bruise the outside of your knee. It's just you're putting your whole body weight and hitting the ground. And there's just some athletes, particularly in football, who just cannot slide normally. The quarterbacks who just go in and then like awkwardly, like they just don't know how to lay their foot down and slide.
You just can't do it. I was thinking about it Saturday because that field that we played on, that's the field I played Little League.
Flag field.
And Little League and even through high school, I always slid head first. That's how I did it.
Head first?
Yeah.
Psycho.
And I was thinking, if I tried to do that now, there's a legitimate chance that I'd kill myself. Like I wouldn't even have thought. Yeah, I'd round second, head to third, and just like Superman. I wish there was a picture of it, like Pete Rose.
Yep.
Because I felt like I could control missing the tag with my hands better than my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hug the bag and
spring
back up.
You'd knock the wind right out of your chest the minute you hit the ground.
Well, listen, I maybe I wouldn't die. I wouldn't be getting up.
No.
Like if I slid head first, then people would have to come out to check on me. Because I'd be at minimum unconscious.
Well, at worst, you'd be short of the bag because you'd hit the ground and just stop.
That might be just face plant. Even falling down on the ice, like the knee hurts because I hit the knee, but I can't raise my arm because my right arm was the one where I braced myself.
And you hurt the arm too.
Yeah, you never use your hands to stuff yourself in.
Well, what's better than your face?
Yeah, what was he going to do?
Yeah, what do you suggest I use to brace myself? My chin?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something's got to hit, right?
Well, you're going down. You just keep the hands in, otherwise you break your wrist.
This is great. I just saw this headline pop up on Barstool. It said, 7 years ago today, and there's a video at this. I didn't remember this moment in history. 7 years ago today, O.J. Simpson drafted Andrew Luck in his fantasy football league. Luck retired 90 minutes later.
Maybe because of that. Maybe that's the dirty little secret on why he retired so young. All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. We're going to hear from Matt Nagy. We're going to hear from Geno Smith and some of the other Jets as well as they get ready for their final preseason games coming up this week.
Do we hate the Astros still?
I want to know that.
Yankees, Astros.
I want to ask
used
Yankee
to
fans.
boil blood. Is any movement? I mean, Red Sox coming up. That's a big rivalry.
I
is
like
this
that.
still a rivalry?
I like that as a conversation. Thank you, Alan. Because I asked it earlier, and again,
we got an hour.
Anthony Pusick is dead inside.
It really is.
Alan he's Mr. Negative. I can't get any blood flowing on the Yankees with either. These are the two Yankee fans that we have. I can't. It's a dead stick.
Yeah,
it is not a dead stick.
You happen to work with two Yankee fans who, like most of the fan base, hate the team.
I don't.
Don't you think that's appropriate?
I think I'm rooting for them more than they are because I want to be right.
I don't hate the team. You just told me Judge in the cage. You didn't see me?
No, you were being sarcastic.
I was not.
Peter.
I mean, the running part was funny. But he's hitting in the cage. That's a big
you
deal.
Pulled a Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
How about this, guys? More importantly.
Stop running.
How about this more importantly before we break? When 3 6 Mafia beat Dolly Parton at the Oscars when they won for Best Original Song for Whoop That Trick from Hustle and Flow.
Yes.
They beat Dolly Parton. First of all, I'm watching the video of Dolly Parton laughing and cheering, like she's very into it. A journalist added, or someone on Twitter who seems verified with lots of followers, when Dolly Parton lost the Oscar to 3 6 Mafia, she sent them a letter congratulating them, saying she was proud that they brought it home to Tennessee.
Oh,
because they're from Memphis.
She walked.
I'm just looking. I mean,
that woman walked on
Twitter
water.
right now is just one story after another about amazing things she did.
I told you.
No one can die better than
no
this.
one.
This is like the opposite of every other death you see currently, where it's like, all right, let's start getting the stories out.
All right. Well, now that he's gone, we need to.
This is the opposite. It's like, well, now that she's gone, I should tell you every wonderful thing she did.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Glorious.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg up until Mets baseball at 6:30 on ESPN New York.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. What's up, Knicks fans? This is Josh Hart. Knicks fans, it's Mikal Bridges, and this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Hey! My dad is bringing home the best birthday cake ever!
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad.
911, what's your emergency?
That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad.
Daddy?
Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Beginning Tuesday, September 8th, watch DiPietro and Rothenberg and Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live every day on the MSG Network. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Hey there, guys. Better news on the Deegan. Accidents we had northbound at Yankee Stadium and southbound by Fordham Road gone. Stall tractor trailer on the Van Wyck northbound cleared. Stall on the Whitestone Expressway northbound at the Cross Island in the right lane. And a stall on the Cross Bronx westbound at the Bronx River Parkway. That, too, is in the right lane. Now it's only 10 minutes at the George Lincoln or Holland. We're sponsored by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core, so you could work from anywhere. Now from $699 with exclusive student pricing from $599. Find PCs built for you at Dell.com/deals. Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries. Now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
5:02 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 6:30. Then it's Mets baseball. Big news from last week for New York sports fans. DiPietro and Rothenberg and us, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, coming to the MSG Network. Starting on Tuesday, September 8th. Catch our morning show and this show simulcasted across MSG Network's television and digital platforms. You can still catch us on 880 on the ESPN New York app and YouTube. But now you can also catch us on the simulcast on the MSG Network, which will be a great way and a bigger platform for our shows to reach our fans. Don't miss out. It's all starting September 8th on the MSG Network. All right.
On TV.
I thought about this today.
On TV is right.
I thought there was a period of time, and part of it was because the Red Sox weren't very good, but that the Astros had surpassed the Red Sox as far as, like, hatred for Yankee fans because they cheated.
Yes.
And Altuve stole an MVP from Judge, and it was just ugly. And now they're in town, and I know they limp in as an under 500 baseball team. They just fired their general manager, essentially fired their manager, told him, listen, we're not renewing your contract. You can hang out if you want to, and he decided to do the right thing and continue to manage the team. But they're tied for first place. And I just wonder... no, but they're still tied for first place.
Qualify it, please.
They're a game under 500 with the Texas Rangers. I get it. They are a losing team, but they could still win their division. There's never been an under 500 team to ever make the playoffs in the history of MLB, and there might be two this year, because right now the Cleveland Guardians have the third wild card, and they're at 500. Texas Rangers and the Astros are in first place in the American League West under 500.
Yep.
But they're still a first-place team. They're still a team that you might face in the playoffs. Nothing. It's over just because they're a losing team. The fact that they could still make the playoffs and still be in your way for a championship, like no movement, nothing. I know that Springer's gone, and he heard it this weekend.
Yeah, Altuve will hear it.
But Altuve's still there. Still the same uniform. Still the Astros.
I agree.
But nothing?
Because I just feel like they've kind of gone in the rear view right now. Now, you know what I mean? Like, the Blue Jays have become more of a pain-in-the-ass team, right? Last year especially.
I get that. And we know Dodgers the Rays, the year before that.
Well, I'm saying the Rays are always that team that's just needles you all the time, right? Like, they're that. The Red Sox will always be there. Although, even that, by the way, games at Fenway are just like the friendly confines all of a sudden. It doesn't have that same vitriol that it used to have. You see Yankee fans all over Fenway in those games.
Although you never
you
know.
see Red Sox fans at Yankee Stadium. Like, it's not the same as it was.
They need another meaningful series. We've been saying that.
But
they got to have a heated series.
Yes.
I'm just listen. I'm not a Yankee fan, so I'm asking you. I'm asking Anthony. I'm asking Joe, Leo, who's running the board. He's a Yankee fan. Like, how do you feel about this team? Because there they are, even in a losing season, they're firing people, and yet they're still there.
And
they're
their
still
manager
hanging around.
Yeah, I know, but they're hanging around because their division sucks. They have a losing record. It's not the same. They're going to blow everybody out of there, and it's look, the memory will always be there. The jersey, that building. I mean, that stadium will always remind you of banging garbage cans and all that stuff. Like you'll never let go of it. In my opinion, I'll never let go of that. 2017. Altuve winning MVP, all the things that you remember that all come back. But the problem is those are faded memories now. There's nothing recent. So do I want to pulverize them over these next 3 games? Absolutely. But am I going into this series, like bloodthirsty? No. I feel like when we get to Friday, I might feel that way with the Red. I want to bury that team now.
No,
they had a run,
but
they were on your tail. They had a chance to take you over. This weekend, I want to bury that.
Bury
team.
them dead.
But Astros, it's like, it. Yeah, let's have some fun and boo Altuve, that kind of stuff. But
nothing, Anthony.
That's about all I got.
No, not really. Kind of all the things Alan said. This team only has Altuve left. You want to win the games, of course. I'm not saying I'm so excited to see the Houston Astros come to town, but I'm much angrier right now at the Blue Jays, at the Red Sox, at the Rays.
Well, I mean, there's room.
And I'd rather see the Astros or the White Sox in the playoffs than any of the AL East teams.
Well, we've proven anything. You can multitask with your hatred. Now, somebody that's still young enough and not damaged is Joe Leo. His heart is still red. It's still vibrant. It's still alive.
His heart is still red?
With this team, anyway.
So,
the Nats.
Joe, what say you? You still hate the Astros?
I do, just because they're like Michael Myers. And I get it. They're under 500, but they're never dead. You can never kill this team. Oh. And Altuve's still there, but he's not the same player. But Yordan Alvarez is going to win the American League MVP this year. And you're telling me that they come to town in October and this fan base isn't going to get jacked up about it? I will always hate the Red Sox more. Just because.
Well, that makes sense. There's a longer history, but they cheated you out of a championship, out of MVP for Judge, and the audacity. They might limp in as the first ever team in baseball history to go into the playoffs as under 500, and still might be a thorn in your side.
And that 2022 team, let's not forget that the Yankees had to use the Red Sox video to try to jazz them up to come back from 3-0 against the Astros, and they got swept when they won the World Series in 22.
Listen, I've gotten older and I've mellowed since the kids and everything, but I'm telling you, I hate the Eagles. And if they were 7-10 going to the playoffs, I'd hate them just as much if they were 17-0.
Yeah, but see, again, that's more
me too.
A historical hatred.
Yeah, but they cheated, man. Nobody else. Like, the Eagles were dirty. Their fans are evil. And I'm jealous of them because they got the best general manager in sports, and they always beat the Giants in a big spot. All right? Most hatred comes from jealousy.
And the Astros basically got away with it.
But
they
got away with it, and there they are. They're going to be the first damn team to be under 500 and still there. And God forbid, I can't see it happening. I can't. But God forbid if you faced them in the postseason and lost to them again. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be taking a knee on this hatred, man.
Well,
I would be doubling down on it.
I agree with you.
But here's your thing.
Thank you, Joe, because you're alive. The heart's still pumping.
Well, you're saying, the Yankees are in a great place. That's exactly it. They're in such a great place. The Astros don't even register to me.
Don't use my argument in another argument.
What do you mean? This is how I feel. Because you brought it up. If you see them in October, please don't. Can I see them in October?
I think you'd squash them, but all the better.
Which would be even more fun.
But
then it's fun.
Now you got a little. Now you got something going here. That's what I want to see.
What I'm looking for is getting more wins. Stack them up. Get closer to the Rays. Bury the Red Sox. This week, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Because it's not like I'm not, what am I worried about Houston for? What threat do they give me?
It's not even.
They're not giving me a threat.
Well, listen, I gave you the scenario.
They just told their manager we're done. We're moving on from you.
Understood. But yet they like Joe said, like a damn zombie. You shoot them in the shoulder, the chest. They keep coming. They need a headshot. They're going to go into the playoffs, possibly win a damn division.
They might
under
not.
500.
They may not.
Or they may. There might be 3 teams going in under 500.
If the players know the GM's already gone, the manager was
they
just
could rally around this.
Apparently, the owners had a meeting in the manager's office at Yankee Stadium today. So if they're already telling the manager, look, you're finishing this out, and then we're going to move on. I think players are like, well, all right, I'm going to listen to this guy.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
No, I think quite the opposite.
You think this has now become like Major League?
Why not?
They're going to start taking articles of clothing off.
You're
of
winning the division.
Poster of Jim Crane.
I don't want to see that.
No,
I'll tell you that.
Nobody wants that.
You're winning. They could win the division, which means under 500, which means they take on a wild card team and they'd host, and they can get out of it. They get out of the
which
round.
is another story. I said this the other day. If you win a division under 500, should you be allowed to host? Should you be the host team? That's ridiculous.
I know, but
come on,
they got to play. They might play another team that's under 500.
Well,
I mean, the American League is just an abomination right now. But
Bob Nightingale had this thing. I couldn't.
But
he said no team has ever made the Major League Baseball postseason with a losing record.
Mets came close. I think they were 82-80.
A losing record that's never happened, and we could have what, 2 teams?
Actually, I think they were 82-79 because they didn't play the second game of the doubleheader in '73 because of a rain out in Chicago. But Joe Espada has essentially been fired, and he was told you can leave if you want, or you could stay, and he decided to stay. Players will rally around that.
You think so?
Right? I mean, and listen, they could hate play with the owner, right? Like so, you could hate Jim Crane for what they did to Joe Espada. He decided to stay. Listen, I don't think they're any good, but at the same time, they could. It's still a team that you hate, and that's going to be the team just still hanging around. I'm just talking from my fandom. I would despise that. It would bother me.
Don, I know you care about this greatly.
Sure.
Paul McCartney has spoken.
Go ahead.
Would you like the Yankees?
He did not. He said I'm going to follow up with this.
He said I hate the Astros too.
He said if you're asking me who I hate more, I lean Astros. He said the magnificent star Dolly Parton has died. And it is so sad. She was such a wonderful woman. I first met her in Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry, where she had been playing with the country star Porter Wagoner and was about to start her solo career. She was so bubbly and full of life, it is difficult to take in the news that she has passed. Her songwriting, her singing, and her philanthropy were unrivaled in the world of country music, and it's hard to imagine living in a world without Dolly. She was a very clever businesswoman who understood the value of her music and, most importantly, the effect she had on the people in the world. There was no greater honor for me than to have her sing my song, Let It Be, and even though I only made a small contribution to it, I'm so honored that she did it. I'm so proud to have known her and admire her unique talents. Thanks, Dolly, for beautiful music you gave me and the whole world. We will always love you. God bless and rest in peace. You were the best.
That's not nothing, right?
That's Paul McCartney.
Yes.
That's Sir Paul McCartney. He was knighted.
He was.
Sword came down upon shoulder.
Do they really do that?
They do.
They actually
Oh, yeah. They take that very seriously.
The shoulders.
It's an actual shoulder tap with the sword?
Yeah.
Really?
You never saw footage?
Imagine if he just accidentally just...
And Alan said the most profound thing, I think, and I think I can say this.
Rare.
Alan said the most profound thing.
Are you going to bring this to air?
I alerted him that the flags, the president announced the flags in the country are going to be at half-mast because of the passing of Dolly. And Alan thinks that, given how we all feel about Dolly, half-mast is the exact opposite of what they should be. It should be full-mast, if not more.
Yes.
That would be to truly honor her.
But,
and honor her legacy to many men of a certain age who were boys at a certain time. Half-mast was never even in the conversation.
I feel like it's almost disrespectful.
Right. Half-mast is the opposite of what it felt like to engage with Dolly Parton.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be as on point, but not everybody would get it. You got to do it half-mast, but I hear what you're saying. Jason in Lodi, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Don, Peter, Alan, what's up, guys? I love you guys. I listen to you guys every day. I just wanted to talk on this Yankee topic. The Astros really don't bother me that much right now. I'm with Hahn on this. It's like if we see them in the playoffs, you know what? Right now, I'll take it. I'd rather see them than Boston and Tampa. So I'd rather, and Peter, you kill me with that straw drop. That straw drop is just classic, man.
Wait, leave Jason on the line for a second.
Yes.
Because I heard Joe just say
Talk
something.
to me,
Take
Alex.
that to air.
Go ahead,
Come on, take
Joe.
him on.
Joe or Jason, I think you're a fraud.
Wow.
How about that, Jason?
Aggressive.
Pulled out by the board.
All right, have it out. Have it out.
Does 17, 19,
I'm a
and
fraud.
20
Why?
17, 19, and 22 mean nothing to you?
I mean,
You
they
think
bother me, but listen, it's they bother me. But
Judge's best
it's in the
chance to win
past.
a
What are we gonna
title.
do? What are we gonna do?
They're all the
But
Joe, four's in the past.
I think you're missing the point. All right, I'm going to give you an apples to apples comparison because I'm old enough that when the Giants were really good, I think it was 1990. The Giants are playing the Cowboys, and the Cowboys stunk. Cowboys, I think that was the year after they went 1-15. All right, so it's the second year of Jimmy Johnson. Cowboys were terrible. I got to think of who their quarterback was. It might have been like Steve Pallure. All right, no threat whatsoever. The Giants shut him out. And I loved every second of it because I hated their guts. Even though they were completely harmless, I still hated them. That stupid star on their helmet. The phony America's Team B. It never goes away, ever. So they could be 0-162. They still cheated you, robbed you of a championship.
Blind.
An MVP. But now, I'm not telling you to be scared of them.
You're
I'm
not
not telling you to
scared.
be worried about them. But you should still hate them. And they're going to go to the playoffs under 500. First team in the history of baseball. So they're not completely harmless. They're going to go in as the division champion, possibly.
You know what?
Why the hate should always stay there?
You know what?
Never go away. Because that gutless commissioner, it's just a piece of tin. Should have stripped them of their championship. Should have took it away. But no, he let them keep it. And all the players kept their jobs. They didn't get fined. They didn't get suspended. And they hung around to do what? Beat you again. And you know Altuve was wired. You knew it. You know it. You know it in your heart he was wired.
In your soul.
But now, that's okay. I don't even think about the Astros anymore.
Thank you, Don.
Feel like tact right now.
Well, you know what? You should. Because you know what? Because your heart's dead. It's not pumping. Leo is young. The heart's pumping blood.
Yeah.
He's feeling it. He still has all of his nerve endings.
Speaking of half
he
man.
still believes he's a sports fan. You guys are dead inside.
I love what Don's done, and he said, because I've been so disappointed by the way the Yankee fans talk about the Astros. It's been gutless. You know what it's felt like, honestly, Don? It's like they never even wanted revenge because they didn't even believe they could get it. Like they don't even believe I honestly, they haven't even, honestly, when you really think about it, with regard to the Red Sox and the Astros, if we're being honest, the greatest franchise in the history of sports, the New York Yankees, to you and me, they've kind of laid down and died for both the Astros and the Red Sox. Like, you've kind of been bitched around by both over the last... Don, am I wrong? Over the last 20 years, has there been any get back on the Astros, really, or the Red Sox in a real way?
All right, I've had it.
What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything.
You're right. You're right.
It's true.
You're right.
Make this the year.
No. Don woke me up to it. I was asleep. Because it's always been about October. And it's always been about that. And there is no such thing, if you're a Yankees fan, as revenge in the regular season. It doesn't exist because it doesn't matter.
I can respect that.
The only thing that matters is if you kill him dead in October. Send him home.
That's right.
In fact, I'd want to win at Minute Maid and then climb up the wall and rip the 2017 banner
just
down.
wake it up.
Now you're having a
We're not going to
conversation.
sing
Wake
New
up,
York, New York.
sleepyhead.
We're not going to do the champagne. No, come out with me, boys. I got a ladder. We're taking that with us.
I love what you're saying.
That is what I'd want to see. Not some August series. This is cute. Hey, bringing them in.
Is
That
the
doesn't
song.
do anything.
Reminds me of a song.
Of a song.
Wake up, get out of bed. Wake up, you sleepyhead.
I don't know this song.
He was all tired. And how?
I thought you were going to do wake up,
You
wake
woke me up.
It's the first of the month.
Yeah, I was thinking of
That's
that.
what I thought he was going.
But you see what you did though, because I kept telling you
I needed to remind you.
But you guys kept poking the bear, and I told you no, because August doesn't get you revenge. Do I want to absolutely smoke them, take 3, send them home? That's great, yes. And you're like, well, what if you see them in October? Then,
all right, but
then
still,
the blood comes
I
out.
asked you,
Joe. You get that now?
I asked it.
Like,
He got it.
Don't get revenge
he got
in
it
the
from the
regular
beginning.
season.
I'm just asking you. You feel anything for the Astros? And both of you, Joe said, yeah, you were like, But then finally I woke you up to realize what they took from you.
If you told me they're playing a series in October, my attitude, much different.
Because you know what? I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Eagles. You know, when I was growing up as a Met fan, I hated the Cardinals.
That's divisional.
No, but my point is that I hated them because they beat the Mets or they stood in the Mets' way. But none of those teams that I ever hated ever took anything from me. Stole something from me.
Right from
They
you.
took something from you.
Right from
They
you.
went in your wallet and just took it money and
looked at you and laughed.
And then they took the one instead of giving you the wallet back.
Look at me get away with
They
it.
threw it in the sewer.
Yeah, look at me get away
Stomped
with it.
on you.
Don't take off my jersey.
And got
no.
nothing. And then the cops came and said,
my
here.
wife doesn't want me to have a jersey off in front of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I have a new tattoo.
I have this tattoo. I can't show it
I
off.
don't like to.
Yeah.
I'm an athlete, but I don't show my body.
Don't take the jersey off.
No one would. You don't want.
And then the cops come and they're like, you know what? Just take the money, go. It's all right. It's just green.
No,
It's
and
just
no.
paper.
And you know what happens? They say to the cops, they go, no, officer, it's not what you think. This guy's a bitch. And the cop goes, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
He is.
No, they deserve it.
He deserved it. No, their money's your money.
Right.
That's right.
And then
Take it.
and then
Wait,
all
wait.
right.
So the
he's
guy came up to you and said, "Give me your wallet." You
Yeah.
gave him the wallet. Yeah.
And now that guy
that's
comes
not
back.
robbery.
You deserved it.
That's
Now
not
that-
robbery. You gave him the wallet.
And then years later, he comes back. But he's a little off. He's lost his money. He's a little disheveled.
Yeah, he's down on his luck.
But he's back in the neighborhood, and you're like, oh, hey, how are you?
Feel bad for him.
Man, I feel nothing for you anymore. No. I hate the other guy that got in my way.
You're fine.
You're okay. You're good. No, you should stomp on him like a bug. But no.
Kill him dead.
And this is all very nice, but the initial reaction is the one that I'm really upset about. And Anthony, we should have a funeral for him today. He's a completely
I
dead
was
man.
trying. I give Peter all the credit because when he started doing what he was doing, then I got
Well, he
that
just
pissed
called.
me off.
Well, I've been on this. I've been on this for a few years.
You
It's bothered me.
opened my eyes
That's right.
for what you were saying.
You can see clearly.
Peter then pissed me off, but then I had to take the two of you and let you understand that this is August. There's no revenge in August.
And
I agree with that.
But then when you said, "What if you play him in October?" Oh yeah, Then
you might play him in October. But
Good, I hope so.
B. Dilly says, I don't particularly care for the Astros, and the 17, 19, 22 losses certainly bother me, but I don't hate them to the level of Boston, Tampa, Toronto,
they're
or even
division
showing
opponents.
up specific age here, the Diamondbacks.
What?
But here's the thing.
I don't hate that.
Boston, Tampa, Toronto, Arizona, they just legitimately beat you.
Yeah, Arizona, that
right?
was
Houston
a classic
cheated.
series. Yeah.
You should hate the Astros more than those other. I understand there's a history and the rivalry, yada, yada, yada. But Boston, Tampa, Toronto, and Arizona legitimately just beat you. But the Astros cheated, and I believe they cheated twice. But no, I don't hate them. It's okay.
Wait.
They're all right.
This
I don't hate them.
Oh, they're okay.
This voice
I
you're
don't
doing
feel
right
it.
now. What is that voice?
It's the voice of righteous. 1-800-919-3776. Don Hahn and Rosenberg. I want your calls on this. I want to hear from you. It's like I'm becoming like a de facto Yankee. I got to wake these people up.
It's you know what you're doing. God's
I'm like
work.
the paddles to their
No,
fandom.
I'm still trying to keep up with who's running, who's throwing, who's having pitch and catch. I got to catch up with all this. I don't know who's playing right now.
To be worried about who's
Worried
wired,
about
who's
Altuve.
banging garbage cans.
It's a great take too.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
They built this station from the ground up. And now, for one afternoon, they're back together. Michael Kay and Don LaGreca, the two longest tenured voices in ESPN New York history, reunite for a special 2-hour broadcast celebrating 25 years of ESPN New York. 25 years. Two legends. One conversation you won't want to miss. Thursday, September 3rd from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on ESPN New York and streaming live on the ESPN New York YouTube channel.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions: sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
The U.S. Open Tennis Championships are underway, and you can still get in on the excitement. Grab a $30 grounds pass for the Finals Fan Fest, September 12th and 13th in Louis Armstrong Stadium. Experience celebrity arrivals and star-studded viewing parties, hosted by actress and comedian Yvonne Orji and The Bachelor's Joey Grazadeh. Plus, live DJ sets from Tinks, Lucas, and Summer House's Kyle Cook. Get tickets now at usopen.org.
This is Carlin on ESPN New York.
Dan Graziano, ESPN NFL insider, joining us. You were particularly high on the possibility of the Jets offense being much better this year.
There's reason for Jets fans to believe they'll get more out of Geno Smith than the Raiders did. I think Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, they have weapons. I don't think it's far-fetched to think that the Jets might have a kind of a cool offense.
Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
Now it's time for traffic with Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. Pretty bad again at the inbound, George. That is going to be about 40 at the upper, 30 at the lower, jammed on both decks. This stall in the Cross Bronx westbound by the Bronx River Parkway is gone. Accident on the Cross Island southbound at the LIE. There's a crash on the Belt westbound at the Van Wyck. Crash on the BQE southbound at the Kosciuszko Bridge, left lane out on the BQE. We're sponsored by RockAuto.com. A failed strut can turn any drive into a rough ride. When it's time for repairs, Rock Auto makes finding the right part easy. Shop name brands at lower prices. Have parts shipped directly to your door. All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lodi, New Jersey, are you ready? Monkey Sports is bringing the ultimate sports destination to your neighborhood. Join Team ESPN at Monkey Sports this Saturday, August 29th, for the grand opening celebration. It's all starting at 9 a.m. at 240 Route 17 South in Lodi, New Jersey. Meet brand experts, check out the latest sports gear, and win ESPN swag. Whether you're a player, parent, coach, or fan, there's something for everyone at Monkey Sports. Don't miss the biggest grand opening of the year, Monkey Sports in Lodi, New Jersey. Let's get to the busy phones. I've touched a nerve. I think Peter has as well. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Dan in Sayville. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dan?
Hey, guys. So I just want to speak to my fellow Yankee fans right now. Anyone who's saying the Astros aren't a big deal, I'm really disappointed in you. I'm not saying that a sweep in August makes up for those, 3 times they lost in the playoffs, but, the cheating, I'll tell you how much I hate the Astros. I'm their biggest hater. When that news story broke about the trash cans in 2019, I was looking forward to the 2020 schedule, getting ready to boo Altuve's short ass at the Willowbrook Mall the first time that they
who was that?
that they came to Yankee Stadium. And then Peter, I just want to say you've been on this for years. In 2022, more Yankee fans should be embarrassed about that. I remember you and Michael would fight about that. He would say that they were injured, but that's one of the most salient points you've made in the history of the show, and I don't think Yankee fans should forget 22.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, because the one thing that used to bother me was, on top of everything, maybe the most embarrassing piece about it is that then Cashman would kind of imply, they did cheat. It was like everything about it was un-Yankee-like to me. It should have been practically, we don't even want to talk about it. We just want to beat their ace. And instead it was more like, not really a big deal. And when we do talk about it, they kind of cheated. It was just, the whole thing's been a little soft. It's never been handled right.
No, you're right about that part of it. And it does start with the fact that the leadership of the team never really had that kind of bravado about them.
They didn't.
Judge certainly doesn't ever talk like that, right? His whole thing has always been about, we got to beat him on the field. That's where we do our talking and all that stuff. And the problem is that in those opportunities, you didn't. And I think that's why I keep saying you can't get back in August. Doesn't mean you don't boo. You know that's coming. You know you want to beat them.
I'm not asking,
but I'm not sitting here looking at this like as if this is some big series. But if they played them in October, that's when it ramps up, and you remember all the history.
No, it's a
because
big
that's the only time that matters.
Because if you hate their guts and they're battling for a playoff spot, you got a chance to knock them out of that playoff spot. They're tied for first place. You go out, sweep them, they could drop right out of the playoff race. Done. And that's what you should always be trying to kick them whenever you can. And I'm just surprised that the general feeling seems to be I don't even think about the Astros anymore,
because I got my mind on too many other things with this team right now.
You can multitask. You're a very talented person.
No, I really can't. I'm not very talented.
Let's go, Ian in the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, here's my thing. We have to remember that Don is a Mets fan, and he's backing up the Yankees. Whenever I think of the Astros, my blood boils. That's when John Boy went crazy. When, with Altuve, don't rip my shirt off. Yep. Every time I think about it, I go crazy. Don, I'm calling fraud. Fraud on Allen.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Thank
you, Ian, I told you. It took me a minute to wake up. I did wake up, and I let these guys know. If you missed that part of the conversation.
No, he's back. But
I let him know.
He's owning it.
You only get the one chance at the first impression.
That's all you get?
Well, listen.
How many chances you get?
How many chances?
As a wise man
once said.
How many chances you get?
I appreciate it.
Apparently one.
The answer
we know the answer now.
The answer is one.
Steve Booten, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Steve?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. Don, as a Met fan, I'm sure you hate the Braves. I'm sure you hate the Phillies.
Yes.
But if I said the name Whitey Herzog to you, or the mid-'80s Cardinals, what would you think of that team? It doesn't have to be in your division.
Well, Willie McGee, Tommy Herr, John Tudor. I hate it all.
But again, it doesn't have to be in your division. They took something from us.
Perfect example. Giant fan. I don't know what football team you root for. As a Giant fan, I hate the 49ers. I always hated
I'm a Cowboy fan.
I'm sure you hate them
Cowboy
too.
Fan. Hate everybody in the division and the Niners. They took something from me in the 90s, in the 80s. Danny White should be in the Hall of Fame without them.
And I tell you, Steve, but here's
you were doing well until that one.
Yeah, but still, he was a hell of a quarterback, but Hall of Famer. But the point is that they took something from you, but the Astros took it at a different level.
Yes,
they didn't beat you fair and square. They didn't, and that should anger you. Somebody beat you fair and square, you could hate them. But in a way, there's a respect there. All right, we squared up. Fair and square, you beat us. I hate you for it, but you know what? I kind of respect the fact that we went mano-a-mano, and you ended up being the better team. We'll get you next time.
Can I also have a problem?
But they didn't play it straight,
Can I also have a problem, though, with the fact that my team never did anything about it? I mean, Aroldis Chapman with that dopey grin on his face when he gives up the home. Right? Just a dope. Nothing.
That was a bad moment.
Nothing.
That was a bad
Every time you had a chance
but they were neutered.
to throw a punch, they just didn't.
But
so after a while, as a fan, you get like...
You're right, but in defense of the Yankees, it's like the baseball didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's...
They were completely neutered.
Wouldn't that have then even more incite you to say next time we see them? Like, the Yankees fought the Red Sox. Literally. That's what made that rivalry so great, is they didn't like each other.
I'm not telling
all.
you to forgive the Yankees for that, but it's
so that's the part of me that's kind of annoying. It's sort of like it dies a little bit. I will admit, Knicks winning a championship really did kind of soften me. I got to be honest. Like the vitriol I used to have for all these, it kind of has gone away because I have sort of been on this high. I don't ever want to come down, but. Again, you incited it. You woke it up inside me. And the more I'm now thinking about it, the more I'm remembering these things. And one of the things that stays with me, even I thought it's even as egregious as cheating, is the lack of response. Anytime you had a chance.
And that's kind of the Yankees' history when you look at it. How many times the Red Sox would throw at Jeter. There is that little bit of, was it Cole? With the Red Sox, who was it?
The Devers.
Yeah, just walk them. I don't want to. There is a little bit of that I can understand, but both things could be true. Like upset the Yankees didn't retaliate, but at the same time still hating the Astros. And as far as answering, like I'm a Met fan, but I look at this as a talk show host that was on the air on the Michael K. Show when all this was happening, and what do I compare it to, man? Like the cheating scandal and the lack of response from Major League Baseball. I don't think Rob Manfred ever really fully understood the crime that the Astros committed.
And the magnitude of it.
And just the competitiveness of that.
Here's your example. Let's go to football. Because I always put the Yankees and the Cowboys in the same category.
Okay.
All right?
Although
flagship,
Cowboys don't belong.
Major. No. I'm talking about champion. I'm just talking about influence,
right?
Popularity,
brand, value, all that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is Jerry Jones letting Goodell get away with that?
No.
So why is Steinbrenner? Why did that just go away?
I don't know.
Like, how does that not turn into an absolute war? We are the biggest freaking brand in this league, and we had a chance to win a World Series taken from us, and you're just going to go, can't nothing we can do about it.
The only thing I can think of is you did. I guess
crazy.
They didn't want to come. I guess the initial reaction was like they didn't want to come across as if they were whining. Like as upset as they were, I think they also thought they still had a chance to beat them. Like in 2017, they lost that game 7-2-1.
I know.
And so it wasn't an offensive explosion. So they want to like internally like we still should have beat these guys. All right,
even while
let's not make excuses. We still should have beat them, which I kind of respect. But at the same time, it's like. I don't even know what to compare it to.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it publicly. Privately, understand this: the Cowboys own their own brand. They make millions off of their licensing because they separated from the league, made their own agreement, and the league can't do anything about it. Right?
Yeah,
they are that powerful. The Yankees, all the money they make off of that interlocking NY, that iconic logo. Is shared.
It's interesting, though.
Throughout the whole league, everybody gets a piece of one of the most famous logos, not in sports, but in the world. And this is how we're treated. So, again, the lack of response is probably part of the reason why if I can't be mad if they're not.
I think they were mad. but I think they didn't want to come across as not taking
Yankee
care
boy
of their
league.
own business. Because remember, now it's not apples to apples because I don't think the Jets were as respected as the Yankees are. But remember when Mangini blew the whistle on Belichick, Mangini looked bad. Like people thought that he was out of line because you just don't do that. You didn't have to go there, So there will be people that are like, oh, look at the Yankees. They won't admit that the Astros were just better. They're complaining about cheating, making excuses. I don't think they wanted to get pigeonholed into that. But I'm with you at the same time, man. Like, dude.
Do you think there's some of you remember the watch thing that the Yankees got caught up in?
Well, there's that too.
There's
It's like, hey, if we do that,
you
then
guys
maybe
start right. If you guys start making noise,
you better make
here,
sure it's completely clean on your end.
We might put a little more effort into that investigation.
Well, all I know is
that is fair.
All I know is that you know what? The only people that go to jail are people that get caught. All right, you're telling me the only people that steal are in prison. Like so, hey. Astros got caught. That's all I can go on. All right? Even 22, that's just or 19, that's just my feeling about the Wired. But 17, they got caught. So we could talk about hypotheticals. Well, everybody's doing it. This one's doing it. I don't know about everybody else. I just know about the Astros. They got caught, supposedly got punished. And then that's why they don't get the benefit of the doubt for 19 because we know 17 happened. Everybody's ripping their jerseys off on an RBI single on April 24th. When Altuve's like, no, don't rip my jersey off. Don't rip my jersey. Come on. Honestly. 1-800-919-3776. That's it. We get it going. I'm trying to wake Anthony up. That might be a lost cause.
Well, no, that you didn't get Anthony, but so many others.
Yeah. 1-800-919-3776. Don on the Rosenberg. Take you up until 6:30. 6 o'clock CNN, 6:30's Mets, ESPN New York.
ESPN New York and MSG Network are joining forces.
Big news, Jazz hands.
Start your mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg, live on the MSG Network. Then stick around for Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, live on MSG every afternoon.
We are beyond excited to start simulcasting on MSG Networks.
So think about this for a quick second. You got us in the morning 6 to 10. You got our afternoon show 3 to 7. And then right after that, you're talking Knicks, you're talking Rangers.
Yo, yeah. You wake up, you pop it on again, and there we are, waiting for you. Good morning.
ESPN New York and MSG Network, together like never before. It all starts Tuesday, September 8th.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
RJ started the group chat. In the first 48 hours of a group chat, pound for pound, that is probably one of the most quiet group chats that I've ever been affiliated with. Now, is that a poor reflection on us? That maybe we're not bringing anything to the table? Because there was maybe like one text.
I will take
in 2
blame
days.
because I was in LBI and I was trying to enjoy the day.
This is It's DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I could banter with myself.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Upgrade your outdoor living space with TimberTech, the #1 brand in premium decking from Rings End. Picture this, a deck that's the highlight of your backyard, turning heads season after season. Now, imagine 20, 30 years later. It's still going strong. And here's the best part. You haven't spent a moment sanding, staining, or sealing it. Visit your local Rings End for the stunning real wood looks of TimberTech decking, paired with the kind of durability that only advanced engineering can deliver. Backed by industry-leading warranties, TimberTech is the decking that performs for decades. Ask for it locally at Rings End.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
The New York Red Bulls take on the Philadelphia Union on Saturday, August 29th at Sports Illustrated Stadium for Anime Night, presented by the New Jersey Lottery. Arrive early for the Boulevard at 4 p.m. for food trucks, games, family fun, and free match day poster while supplies last. When the gates open, the first 10,000 fans can score a free UGO card pack. For your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets, enter now at ESPNNewYork.com or through the ESPN New York app. Kickoff is set for 7:30. Bring your crew and make a night to remember. Get your tickets today at NewYorkRedBulls.com. I'm a little distracted by the Let It Be. Because I had never heard that. So that's good. I like Let It Be. All right.
Let it be.
Astros hate out. Manny in Hamilton continues it. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Manny?
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
What's up, Manny?
I'm good. Listen, I hate the Astros with passion. They stole from us. That's what people don't realize. They stole. And when you steal, you're a criminal. They're awful, awful people. And then another thing you got to look at, God forbid Judge doesn't win a World Series, man. They probably stole the only World Series that man's going to win. You know what I mean? And it's awful. I can't see how any Yankee fan cannot have hatred for these people. I really can't understand that.
Well, it's the jersey now, right? Because these people are...
Well, Tuve's still there, and he's kind of the...
guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah, that's it. Springer still gets it every time he comes to town. He can't even step out on the field. Listen, I mean, they're always on his case, right?
Right. But, listen, all the Red Sox that have changed over the years... you still always hate them.
There was nothing better than that, though, right, Don? Like you also remember the early 80s. The Islander Ranger thing was so great because they really just legitimately didn't like each other.
Yeah.
There's something that it feels more authentic than, when fans are like, "Oh, I don't like that team," and the players on that team are like, "I don't care. Like I don't feel anything. I'm new here."
But
it becomes now, the whole laundry joke. But that's really what it is. You're not rooting for laundry. You hate laundry. You hate their jersey. But the people in it, you don't really know them, and they don't understand the context of the rivalry anymore because players change places too often now. So
they change.
That run where the Yankees and the Red Sox and Pedro and there was something real about that.
Yeah, it was definitely real,
and you loved it.
And the proximity of the two fan bases,
and they were both good teams.
It was just there was a lot there. But you talk about the Rangers and the Islanders, it's definitely not the same because they haven't played in the postseason since 1994.
Which is
so there's a whole generation of fans that don't know what it's like. Yeah, you're gonna hate because it's a New York team and a rivalry, same division and all that.
And the players get it when they play each other. They all know, but
these all get ramped up in the postseason.
I
It's
agree.
hard to get regular season. Maybe in football because there's only a handful of games compared to the other sports, but usually it breeds, and there's something wrong that it's been 32 years since the Islanders and the Rangers played each other in the postseason, and I'd love to see that again. Karan in New Jersey, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey guys, I'm just calling to express my distaste for the Astros. I don't know, Peter, you're a WWE guy. Do you remember that episode of Raw where Vince McMahon was laid out in the hospital with a cast on his leg? And Stone Cold broke in impersonating a nurse
and beats him with the bedpan
on his leg with a bed.
Of course, do I remember
That's
it?
how I feel about the Astros. I don't care how bad they are doing. I'm going to break in and beat them on their leg with a bedpan. I want you to suffer because you stole from us. And that's a life principle. That's not just baseball. You steal from something I work hard for, I want you to suffer.
Yeah, you don't. It wasn't like, Vince McMahon's in the hospital, man. Oh, he doesn't matter anymore. No, that's when you pounce.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, exactly. And one more point. Peter, you said we haven't gotten our lick back from the Red Sox. We eliminated them from the playoffs last season.
Okay, that's something.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like much. The Red Sox didn't feel like much last year, so it didn't hit that hard. But you're right. That's not nothing.
And I think
it goes back to my point, though. I don't care how much they didn't feel like nothing. They were in our stadium. We sent them home.
There you go. That's fair. You know what?
But I think what Peter's saying is, but it hits different when then it leads to you winning the championship because the Red Sox recently have won their championships off of your back. You didn't take advantage of it by winning the whole thing, but still, you got a little revenge for sure. Chris is in Connecticut. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. First time, long time. Love your show.
What's up?
I think a reason why you don't see the vitriol from the organization is because they don't want to come across like whiners because the Yankees just didn't score that many runs.
Right.
And they're afraid if they complained about the cheating, then the Houston fans would just say, well, you didn't. Even if we didn't cheat, you didn't score enough runs to win any. So I think that's why you don't hear it from the organization. Well, of course, the fans always.
Well, I think that's definitely the reason because they didn't want to come across as whiners and deflect away from their own issues because they lost that. They didn't score enough runs. They lost 2-1 in Game 7. But I'll ask you this, guys.
Go ahead, and I'll answer.
We are in the Wild West, and we're playing poker in the bar.
Okay.
All right? And I beat you with my hand. I got
physically beat me.
I got 4 kings.
I'm Doc Holliday.
I got 4 kings.
Who are you in this?
And I beat your 3 aces.
Okay.
And I find out that you got 3 aces because one of them was up your sleeve. Well, I won, but I found out you cheated. You're still getting shot.
Yeah, on the spot.
Right. So
right, that's
the fact that
what happened there was that the Yankees didn't shoot back.
The cheating maybe didn't work in Game 7 because it wasn't really about off. They only scored 2 runs, but you still cheated and you had the audacity to still win. So it's not whether you the win or lose. The fact is, in the Wild West, if you cheated, if an ace fell out of your sleeve as you're walking out, and I'm still collecting the money, I'm still going to shoot you because you cheated on me right in front of me.
Mm.
Zach in the car. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Zach?
Yo, I mean, Alan kind of hit the nail on the head when he was saying the Knicks winning kind of heals all. But also just like a younger perspective, looking at it, Judge wants to win one. Judge wants to beat the Astros himself. I mean, it's definitely in it for the players, but it's definitely lacked on us fans. Dude, I love the show. Love MSG. Cheers, boys.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks,
no,
dude.
We'll see you over on MSG. But
honestly,
you said that maybe you're still on a high.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a bit sublime. You know, it's been difficult to get fired about really anything when you just keep saying Nixon 5 to yourself.
It does
and the Yankees
feel that way.
I haven't gotten to a place with the Yankees yet where it's now there's something on the line. That's coming soon, though.
That makes sense, too.
Right?
Yeah, you'd have to be a real psycho if you're a big Knicks fan and a big Yankee fan. You kind of have to be a psycho to be like super into it prior to things getting
it's still in the air. It's still
like you're still floating, let's be honest. Though.
Yeah, but come October, we heat up again.
I'm floating. You know why?
Why?
ENN's next.
I knew you would say that.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
If you're living with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, migraines, nerve pain, or chronic joint pain, you don't have to just live with it. I'm Michael Kay, and I want to introduce you to Dr. Jay Shah at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shah is Ivy League trained, double board certified, and specializes in non-surgical, image-guided treatments that help get to the source of your pain. With convenient offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Englewood, expert care is never far away. So if pain is keeping you from doing the things that you love this summer, take the first step toward relief. Visit SandwellPain.com to book your appointment online.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law. And you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Summer isn't over yet. On Saturday, August 29th, the Red Bulls face the Philadelphia Union at Sports Illustrated Stadium for Anime Night, presented by New Jersey Lottery. Arrive early for the Boulevard at 4 p.m. for food trucks, games, family fun, and a free matchday poster while supplies last. When gates open, fans can grab one of 10,000 UGO card packs. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Bring your crew and make it a night to remember. Get tickets at NewYorkRedBulls.com.
Now it's time for traffic and Susie Cerrone.
Thanks, guys. A really busy Tuesday afternoon traffic-wise. If you're heading into the city, the George is going to be about 25 for the upper, 15 for the lower, jammed on both decks. Cross Bronx to the George, 40 minutes. A crash on the BQE southbound at the Kosciuszko Bridge, left lane out on the BQE. Accident on the southbound Bruckner near the ramp to the Throgs Neck. It's got the right lane out. Crash in Queens on the Van Wyck northbound by City Field. 2 lanes are out on the Van Wyck northbound. I'm Susie Cerrone for 880 ESPN New York.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
They built this station from the ground up. And now, for one afternoon, they're back together. Michael Kay and Don LaGreca, the two longest tenured voices in ESPN New York history, reunite for a special 2-hour broadcast celebrating 25 years of ESPN New York. 25 years. Two legends. One conversation you won't want to miss. Thursday, September 3rd from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on ESPN New York and streaming live on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Peter Rosenberg.
Hi.
Hey, we're a little busy on Disney Mom Life's channel right now.
You're on the channel?
We're on the channel.
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
on. It's no. Have you never locked in? Hold on. Let me welcome everyone to ENN.
Yes, please.
It's brought to you by our friends at
Boost.
Boost.
Sorry, I was distracted
He's
by
so distracted.
Boost Mobile.
Yeah.
Boost. I'd like to start off by saying good evening to Alan.
Dolly Parton and
To myself, Alan just expressed theoretical arousal about the Dolly Parton puppet. To myself, half-mast is the opposite of what it felt like to engage with Dolly Parton. To myself, my standard is just a little bit lower than yours. To Don.
Don't use my argument in another argument.
To Don.
All right, if they lose 40-0, chocolate serve
in your pants.
Yeah, I didn't want to think about it.
Don stroked
You're
out.
just going in your pants.
Yeah. Don.
Why the hate should always stay there?
You know what?
Never go away.
To Don.
This
You know,
voice
I
you're
don't
doing
feel
right
it.
now. What is that voice?
It's the voice of righteous.
And to Alan.
I purposely aim for the wall. That is out of
Oh,
context.
yeah, but
That is terribly
Good for you.
out of context.
Yvonne Orgy.
I
Yvonne
protest.
Orgy.
I protest.
Wait, is it her? Is it the actor's name?
What is
Yvonne Orgery?
What is that? Who's saying this?
This is Mike Brown trying to read, and I'm guessing that he's naming the star of a she's an actor, and I'm guessing
Let's hear it.
it's naming the people who are in it. She's from the DMV, actually. I've interviewed her before. Yvonne Orgery, I believe is her name.
Sure.
She's a. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a U.S. Open athlete.
No.
Oh, she's part of the U.S.
She's
Open.
part of the U.S. Open.
Got it.
She's gonna be,
And
what's he saying?
Yvonne Orgy.
Wait.
Wait a minute. And that aired?
oh, it aired all weekend.
It sounds
All
like.
weekend.
Why
No.
would he think
Isn't
that
it
was
still running?
right?
It's still running.
Hold on.
No one thought to fix this.
Fix what? I don't think. Is it wrong?
This is quite the place.
Yvonne Orgy.
Wouldn't you say to yourself that there isn't somebody?
Imagine getting a caller.
No, so it is spelled. I take it back.
All
It
right.
is spelled Orji. She's a Nigerian American actress. I believe,
Yvonne Orgy.
but it's not orgy. It's orgy.
Right,
Yeah.
and the
The
J,
J is not a G.
but just the idea that nobody in the public would have the last name Orgy unless they were in porn.
Yvonne Orgy.
and even if her name was close to that, you would know she's a famous actor. She had to do something to change it. It couldn't be pronounced.
Yvonne Orgy.
You know what?
No,
In all honesty,
no.
Thursday is a very special day.
Yeah, that we've survived 25
There
years.
you go.
I know, yeah.
Somehow we got here. But we still have a week. You never know.
This could be it. This could be what brings it all down.
She was a star of Issa Rae's show Insecure.
Yvonne Orgy.
Nope.
She was in by the way, underrated funny movie.
He's here. We should.
The John Cena vehicle Vacation Friends. You seen that? Very
No.
funny.
Yvonne Orgy.
The only John Cena movie I saw the kids like, he was a fireman. What that was?
I don't remember which one that is.
For the Yankees, 3 runs in an inning. It's an offensive orgy.
She had a special on HBO, a stand-up special.
Yvonne Orgy.
A whole me. Yvonne Orgy, a whole me. The man of the hour is here. Mike Brownshire. Mike?
He's looking at like John Travolta looked at the script.
Oh, can I get that one? I need that one too. Her name is spelled with a J. I think it's Yvonne Orgy.
Not how other people are pronouncing it in interviews with her.
Oh boy.
It is pronounced the way that it was given to Brownshire.
By who?
by the people that are interviewing her in other YouTube videos that I found of her.
Okay, but is it her saying her own name, or is it people?
Yvonne Orgy. That's the. All I can do is read the pronunciation that is given to me, and then sometimes we'll go to YouTube and just check it.
Right. See what else is going on there.
Of course.
So perhaps I said it wrong. I don't know.
There was no hesitation at all when you said it. You're like, yeah, it's.
You really think somebody would
if
become?
You're asking me when I read the spot, did I go?
Oh!
I don't think you did.
Yes.
Now,
I think you were hoping.
There's a how.
There were 15 videos that had it the right way, but you found the one that said orgy and you went with it.
Yvonne Orgy.
I know how you think.
Wait, what? Did you do that Google search on your work computer?
Yeah,
because that's one you got to be really careful with.
Maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so.
Why don't you look it up on your phone?
Yvonne Orgy.
Show me something.
Well, here's my
Type
question.
it in.
But by the way, here's my question. Someone obviously thought this was something because it was cut and it was on my page. Like, I didn't dream this up out of the sky.
No.
On my page, it was already cut. Brown shirt.
Yvonne Orgy.
So
Okay.
someone put this here for me.
Right.
And now
I have her saying her name.
Okay.
It's going to go in the system, and you're all going to owe Mike Brownshire a large apology.
I'm not, because I'm not the one who put it in the system for me to laugh at.
No.
Let's hear it.
You were the one that said Brownshire said it wrong.
Let's hear it.
I'm waiting.
I said when it goes in the system.
Don't you know where we are?
Do we have to crank the machine?
You know what, Joe? Don't put it in.
That's it.
He's out of control.
We're not children.
You just act like it sometimes.
Yvonne Orgy.
See what he said?
By the way, he just got back from vacation. You would have thought.
you
You would have thought his
He would've
vacation's
stroked out
coming
if he'd gone on
Thursday.
vacation.
You would think right now he'd be the most relaxed.
But hold on. So let me ask. Who then placed this on my page where it says Brownshire?
Yvonne Orgy.
If in fact that's the correct pronunciation.
Maybe someone just found it funny.
Oh. Who would that someone be?
Not me. I didn't do
That
it.
would be me.
Yeah. Notice how Joe's
You know
being real
what?
quiet.
But by the
right
way,
now.
I'm excited to have Joe because I like someone thinking of things to do. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And number two, he also says words when you speak to him.
Yes.
So he is at the highest level replacement that we have at this point. Although we do have a great job from Harvey that will live in infamy.
Yeah, exactly. But that's about it.
All right, do we have it yet?
No.
We got Enco problems.
We got to
bro.
get.
Huh.
Let me hear it again.
Well, it's not in the system yet. Joe just played it off a YouTube video.
Oh dear God! Why is everything so hard?
I don't know.
It's the system.
Have is like Hahn shown. I may have mispronounced some of those names in there. I hope not.
Say it again, Joe. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he's got to rewind.
Once and for all. Turn up loud, please. Very loud.
Sounds like Yvonne Orgy to me.
Yvonne Orgy.
It doesn't
No.
sound the same as when he says it, though,
But
does it?
she could be saying, we understand
Orgy.
it's close. She's
I think she's
probably
saying
saying orgy.
Right.
Orgy.
He just went to town
Yeah,
with the
Yeah.
orgy.
Can you, it doesn't. She does have the G there.
Yeah, but it's just more emphatic.
All right, we need to
Broucher was
get her on
really
the
happy
show.
to say it.
Just get her on the show.
Yvonne Orgy.
He says it in a way different way.
No, he says it
The
like
context of it sounds like it's a party.
her name's Orgy. Woo!
I may have mispronounced some of those names in there. I hope not.
Okay.
Yvonne Orgy.
Let's get into it.
All right.
then, folks.
All right.
Let's get into it. All right. Well, speaking of orgies, Jed York.
Well, I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Man, the report is out now.
This is something.
Yeah. And now in the report, officers from this law enforcement task force in the Ohio area wrote that York identified himself as a man named Joe in response to an ad which was posted by an undercover officer posing as a woman on a known prostitution website.
Okay.
York contacted the undercover twice Saturday with no response before the undercover officer responded to a third message. Wow, he really pressed for this.
Yeah, he needed an answer.
Officers arrested York after he arrived at the agreed-upon meeting location by this mobile home community with both the phone used to communicate with the fictitious prostitute and $160. which the incident report stated was the agreed-upon fee for 1 hour of sexual services. York was charged with 2 misdemeanors, engaging in prostitution.
Yvonne Orgy.
Oh.
Sorry. And possession of criminal tools.
Yeah, I need more information.
I saw that. I didn't know what that... He ultimately pled no contest, paid $1,150, was sentenced to a day in jail for each charge, with 1 day already considered served. That's nice. And that's it. What is
I'm
the
still stuck
tool,
on.
though?
Yeah, I'm stuck on that
Is
one.
this
Danny
anything-
from Long Island? Please call and let us know.
Yeah,
what
criminal tool.
what would criminal tool be here?
Is this like what was thrown on the court in a WNBA game?
Yeah, it could be.
That's an interesting. Oh,
That
that's
was
an interesting-
criminal.
That's an interesting thought.
And it is a tool.
Thanks, Joe.
That might be a drop. That may be a drop. He's right. When he's right, he's right.
It's just the way he says
No.
it. He's really a treasure. He really is.
And by the way, you had to know that he's a Nets fan, okay?
All right, so this is a damaged individual.
So think about
Jets and Nets for the record.
Jets and Nets.
Oh, you just...
So think about the kind of freak show that we're dealing with here. Okay? That was really... I will need a drop of that, please. And turn it up louder because you were a little low when you said it. I'll need it pumped up a little bit. Cincinnati Bengals star Jamar Chase said he is fine after a scary moment trying to catch a ball from Joe Burrow. He told ESPN 1530 that he suffered a little hyperextension to his left knee. Kind of like me when I was busting it up the first baseline the other day.
Hyperextension for you?
But you
Don't
stopped.
Nearly. I stopped myself.
Oh, that's right.
The Bengals opted to remove Chase from practice at a caution. You don't say. Is that the move?
Just out of precaution.
Yeah. Later, he told reporters he could play in a game as early as Wednesday if necessary.
Wednesday games.
A Wednesday. If it was needed. Lane Kiffin not apologizing for LSU's decision to recruit Daquan Wright. Had a lot of people getting their panties in a bunch, but Kiffin appeared on the Pat McAfee show. Where else would he go? On Tuesday. And the LSU coach took issue with the statements from both the SEC and the Big Ten suggesting players who spent time in NFL rosters should not be allowed to return to college football, despite a judge's injunction issued in Louisiana that made it possible for Wright and others to do just that. Over 100 athletes in multiple sports were cleared and said, you can go play. That's a court order, Kiffin said. If you think back on all the different court orders of great players that were granted, whether it's Diego Pavia or now Trinidad Chambliss, that were allowed to play a sixth year, we followed all court orders. So he's not backing down.
Okay.
Nor should he.
Now, the Big Ten is set to pass a rule today that stops players from returning from the NFL from playing for one of its schools, according to Pete Thamel. Any player who is declared for the NFL draft and did not withdraw, appeared on an NFL roster, signed a contract with the pro league, cannot be on a Big Ten roster. Like with all due respect, though, besides the fact that it's just tradition and you're used to it, like try to answer me here clearly. I'm going to ask a simple question, but I want you to think on a deeper level.
What's that?
Why?
Why
Do they need that to be the rule? Besides just that it's what they're used to. Was that because everything's changed. Everything with your sport has changed with regard to money and the professional aspect of the sport. It is now essentially a professional sport. It is completely changed.
Right.
So now you're trying to hang on to this one part of the old rules where it's like, no, but once you declare, then that. But it used to be that if you
Fugazi amateur thing.
It used to be that if you openly got money, your life was over. It was a death penalty.
Right.
So we have to reframe our thinking.
But I don't mind it because they're still going under the whether it's Fugazi or not. It's college football.
Yeah.
And would it be right if there's a kid that's in college and he's got potential and he's going to the school and he's going to lose his job to a guy that's already been in the NFL and wants just some place to go?
But I told you already. it's more about how much you made. Like, we can't pretend that this is going to be that Cade Klubnik isn't named the starter for the Jets, so he goes, I'm going to go back to college. Right? He's on a fourth round pick rookie deal. Like, he's going to make significant money. He's not going to do that. But somebody that's a practice squad guy that's not going to get real pro money, it's a different story. You know who else is in this? The group of players who fought to have this done. You remember this St. John star, R.J. Lewis?
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was on. He played in the NBA. He was on a two-way contract with one team. I think he's with the Celtics for a minute. Right? He's also granted the ability to go back. This is the Big East Player of the Year 2 years ago. He's going back. He's going to play at LSU also. Another LSU thing. So this is what guys are doing when they realize that I walked away to go play pro. The money in college for me is better, and I didn't make any money. And so their thing is I have eligibility. I can go back.
Yeah, but I guess just in the spirit of I don't mind.
No, in the spirit, you're right. But everything changed once they took the guardrails off.
But you were still in the infancy of all this and trying to figure it out. And I don't have a problem with them trying to do it.
Do you agree with the Big Ten, which is you can't do this, or the SEC, which they're going to have to?
No, I agree with the Big Ten.
So you want to leave it that way. Once you sign a contract, no matter what it is, on a professional level, you can't play in college anymore.
I would like.
But
to
how's
see
that different than I'm getting a contract, getting all $3 million of NIL?
Because I'm getting it from college. Once you leave and you go to the pros, you declare to be a pro, then you're done.
Okay.
I mean, but I understand what Peter's saying too. But you got to work this out. Thanks to Kofi, sent an article from the San Francisco Standard on the Jed York criminal tools.
Oh boy,
it was his cell phone.
That was the criminal tool?
Yeah. Is this like what was thrown on the court in a WNBA game?
Yeah, it could be.
That's an interesting. Oh,
that was criminal.
That's an interesting thought.
And it is a tool.
He's explaining. He's explaining to you how it works.
It really was a critical addition to the conversation.
But I guess because he used his cell phone, it was a tool to.
I guess that's it.
Doing something wrong.
It's funny because like police definitions of things are just like when the Yankees talk about injuries.
Right.
Like very complicated, but really just you just can say what it is.
Yeah, but is it right? But is it that complicated? But they're making it that complicated.
Right.
Yeah, he strained his right trunk.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I don't ever want to hear trunk again. I'm so disgusted by it. Trunk.
I didn't think we can get to this level of ENN.
Yeah.
We're getting to higher levels every day. We said Friday might have been the new level, but today was fantastic. It's
a
in the
show of
conversation.
high.
Geno Smith reflecting on the last day of Jets camp.
We've come a long way since we started, but we've still got so far to go, and very appreciative of just the hard work that everyone's put in and the amount of attention that guys are paying in meetings and, just on the field. I think we're getting better as an offense, as a team, but like I said, we've got a long ways to go, and we got to keep working.
Okay. That was a lot of cliches.
Yeah.
But he's speaking like a leader. Right?
Yes, he's speaking like a leader, but it's very.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. He spoke about being a leader.
Oh.
Overall, I think leadership starts with integrity. I think in order to lead others, you got to lead yourself first. And so I'm a guy who never misses a rep. I'm a guy who likes to be early and stay late and do all the little things that it takes to be prepared. I think leadership comes with preparation. When guys know that you're prepared, they don't mind following you. And I never once said, hey, I'm the leader. I don't believe that's my place. I think I lead by example. I lead through my play. I want those guys to feel me in the huddle. I want them to feel my passion and feel just how bad I want to win, every single day, every single rep. I really love to compete. That's something I love the most, and I think my teammates appreciate that. And I let them talk about all the other stuff, but I just try to stay focused on what I need to do.
Okay. He's saying all the right things.
Yep.
Got to see it on the field, though, Geno.
And you play. Let's see.
Right.
Here's Frank Reich on Geno Smith.
Listen, I don't want to overstate it. I've already said a lot. Everything I said is even more true than I even thought it was. He is dialed in, not only mentally as far as how smart he is and how much he understands football and the big scope of things, but what I said the last time about his laser-like focus, but it's just this mindset. It's just his mindset, the way he comes to practice. He just comes to practice and to get better. He just comes to practice every day to get better, and I just think the team feeds off of it.
Yeah, he does give a little Dan Campbell
A little bit.
But
no chewed knees, but still.
But does Reich really need to, he doesn't need to dabble in hyperbole here, right? He doesn't need to pump his tires publicly. So what he's saying there sounds like he genuinely is impressed with what he's gotten so far from Geno Smith. And so, but in the end, everything's going to come down to performance and how that offense performs. And there's no excuses. There's plenty of talent around him and a stout, stable offensive line that should provide Geno Smith with the ability to have himself a good season.
It should be there.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it is.
Right. And then with a tough early schedule, a lot is on him and Aaron Glenn. Probably Aaron Glenn more than Geno, right?
Well,
or does one really does lead into the other?
But even if Geno goes out and goes crazy, he's not the long-term answer. You're hoping that Glenn is the long-term answer.
Yeah, but again, if Geno has a good season,
there's no scenario in which Geno Smith is the long-term quarterback, and he's 36 years old.
Of course not. No.
The only thing he can do is play himself into another year to start to groom the young quarterback.
Unless Klubnik becomes your
right. I mean, he could be there to help, but it's not like, now we've got a quarterback and he's going to play and help us win a championship at the age of 40. That's not happening.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Let's hear from Matt Nagy on the injury to Calvin Austin.
I have no idea. I just know, when you go through those moments right there, obviously you see what we all went through when we saw it.
Well, we know that
you're not giving us anything.
Yeah.
The first words was, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, I mean, we
off to a bad start.
We do know that he went down non-contact.
You know what? I don't know.
And was taken off the field in a cart.
Yeah, not good.
So none of that sounds like it's not bad. Sounds pretty bad.
Well, none of it sounds great.
John Mara even apparently went over and checked on him.
You're going on a cart. That's not good.
That's serious business.
Yeah, it's not usually what you're looking for.
Season starts in less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, sucks.
All right.
Sure.
Here is Matt Nagy on whatever's going on with Braxton Berrios.
Okay.
He's really done a great job. He does everything right. He's been in a lot of different offenses. So him coming in here, like most of them, some of the words were totally different from what he's done in the past, but he picked it up super fast. And one thing he's put on tape is he is at the right spot all the time, Braxton. He does a great job. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but Braxton's a great player.
I guess we'll see is his chances of making the roster.
Right, because it's a battle.
But
now you're hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
Got to be available.
You know what the number one ability is, Don?
Yeah.
Availability.
Mm-hmm.
You know who said that?
I think durability.
Over availability. Well, but durability relates directly to that ability.
That's why I said durability comes first.
Who's the first person to say it?
To say
Do
what?
you know?
No.
You asked me.
Best ability is your availability?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yvonne Orgy.
No, you
I don't
asked
think
me.
Yvonne said
Okay.
that.
You said, who's the first to say that? I don't know.
You don't know?
I thought you were going to tell me.
No, I don't know.
Right.
Here's Matt Nagy also. This is
boy.
interesting. Now that we heard about what happened to Berrios, and now we heard about what happened to Calvin. Well, what the hell's going on with it?
Same thing. I would say, so Odell
All right, I didn't
got
mean to press
here
it. What'd you
towards
say?
the end of-
You're not interested?
Odell?
No, I have my cutoff of coordinators to 4 cuts.
Yeah. Especially
But-
if
So Odell Beckham Jr. we're talking about here.
Same thing. I would say, so Odell got here towards the end of OTAs and really didn't know anything. He's just trying to get out here and physically show that he can make plays.
Oh, no, hold on. Hold on.
What we want him to be. We get back here in training camp, and every day he's getting more and more reps, and he's starting to understand within our system, like in the pass game, for instance, if we have certain
59
concepts, he
seconds.
now
What are
knows
we
why
doing?
those concepts are paired together.
What the
to make
hell are
sense.
we doing? A full minute. He's the offensive coordinator talking about what are we doing? 50. I look down. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm nobody. I get it. But 25 years, you can dust me off. And
And it is a tool.
what are we doing? 59 seconds. The fifth cut of Matt Nagy is a minute long.
Well, that was the best one. That's when he really starts to get into it. They said in seconds 40 and 41 is when he really found his way. But things are looking positive for Odell Beckham Jr.
Do you remember the SNL skits where they would have audio and then the cartoon would be whoever's talking in a cartoon just doing all kinds of crazy things?
Yeah.
That's what I envision right now.
Oh.
By the way, that will do it for ENN tonight. It's brought to you by
It's
Boost! Boost Mobile. Don't overpay. Get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, for life, for real.
For real.
Switch now at boostmobile.com.
Mets are coming up next. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later at